features the number 7 UCLA Bruins of the Pac-10. And the Western Athletic Conference champion, your fourth-ranked University of Hawaii, Rainbow Wahine. Let's meet the starting lineup for the UCLA Bruins. At middle blocker, a 6-foot junior from La Palma, California, number 7, Sierra Wright. At middle blocker, a 6'3" sophomore from Coronado, California, number 10, Bryn Murphy. At center, a 5'10" sophomore from Ventura, California, number 12, Crystal McFarland. At right side hitter, a 6'1" sophomore from Costa Mesa, California, number 15, Heather Cullen. At middle blocker, a 6'2" senior from Simi Valley, California, number 15, Angela Eckmeyer. At libero, a 5'5" sophomore from Hermosa Beach, California, number 23, Chrissy Zartman. And at outside hitter, a 6'3" senior from Carlsbad, California, number 14, team captain, Lauren Fendrick. And left side hitter, a 6-foot junior from Napoleonville, Louisiana, number 3, Kim Willoughby. At right side hitter, a 5'11" junior from Kailua, Oahu, number 5, Nohea Tano. At left side hitter, a 6'2" junior from Lubbock, Texas, number 9, Lily Kahumoku. At middle hitter, a 6'2" junior from Maribor, Slovenia, number 12, Maya Gusti. At middle hitter, a 6-foot junior from Fullerton, California, number 14, Lauren Duggan. At libero, a 5'6" junior from Carson, California, number 15, Melissa Villaroman. And at center, a 5'8" senior from Honolulu, number 1, team captain, Margaret Bacasausa.
Lily Kahumoku, there you see Andy Banikowski, coach of UCLA in his 36th year. Dave Shoji starting his 28th year. Dan Hironaka up on the pedestal, Ernie Ho on the floor. We are underway. Joust, saved by Gustin, and Bacasausa gets it across, overpass. Willoughby.
Now there's something that's rare. Chrissy Zartman overpass. Normally she is the queen of ball control. That time she couldn't control it. Willoughby made her pay.
Another lollipop serve by Kahumoku. Eckmeyer, that's dug up in the back row by Kahumoku. Gustin, that's blocked. Bacasausa outside, triple block. And that is off the block by Willoughby.
Notice how many blockers UCLA had up. It's like, how many people can we get over there? If they could have gotten a 4th blocker over there, I think they would have.
2-0 Hawaii. Kahumoku. A little more steam on the serve this time. Fendrick. That's dug up by Willoughby. Waiting for it. Bacasausa beats Willoughby. Willoughby knocks over Cullen.
Uh-oh. What was one of my keys to the game, Jim? The labor key. Give UCLA some construction hard hats. Cullen needed one right there. That was some kind of heat.
3-0 Hawaii. That serve by Kahumoku is long. First point for UCLA. So immediately Zartman goes out, and Wright goes into that front row along with Fendrick and along with McFarland. Serving is Eckmeyer. We may see two sisters on the court at once tonight. The two Eckmeyers, one of UCLA, one for Hawaii. Gustin, step out. 4-1, Hawaii in the first game.
Maya Gustin's plantar fasciitis, the swelling in that left foot of hers in the bottom, seems to have gone down, so she's out starting tonight, the first night she started this week.
Gustin serving, 4 serving 1. McFarland goes cross-court. Fendrick, that's off the block, and it rat-a-tat-ted around. Bakasau gets it across. McFarland gives it to Fendrick, and Fendrick able to get it down in front of Kano. So that's a point for UCLA. First kill by Fendrick.
This is what Fendrick did last night. She had 4 of these off-speed shots among her kills, just like that. She really has a good eye for the court, seeing when the defense is playing back.
McFarland serving, dug up by Kahumoko. Here's Bakasau, back step out, Duggan off the block. That's a point for Hawaii, 5-2. Rainbow Wahine. So Margaret Bakasau will go back to serve. Bakasau, all whack. Zartman and to Fendrick. That's blocked by Willoughby. That'll be returned. They go to Murphy. That's blocked by Tano. Duggan gets it across. McFarland goes back to Murphy. The hit, that's in. Good shot by Murphy. Steered it around that double block by Tano and Duggan.
Murphy just finding a way around this block. Finally, the Bruins patient enough to finally get the ball on the floor. Hawaii playing some tenacious defense.
Fendrick serves. Willoughby bumps it to Bakasau. Duggan able to push it across, and that gets to the floor. 6-3, Hawaii leading in the very early going of the first game. So Willoughby will go back, and Willoughby has a blistering serve. We've seen evidence of that. He had 4 aces in yesterday's game. That's dug up by Fendrick. Waiting as McFarland sets Murphy, and Murphy gets it down. Good job by Fendrick in the back row, setting everything up for UCLA that time.
Dave Shoji and Andy Benikowski already played a little cat and mouse as we see this ball go to the floor. Willoughby started out serving last night. Tonight, she started out front left.
Put down by Tano.
So whatever matchup Benikowski might have been trying to get, Shoji rotated 3 clicks to throw off those possible matchups.
It is more than just a volleyball match. Maybe that's why they call it a match. Serving is Duggan. Fendrick bumps it to McFarland. Back set. Murphy, not a good hit, but effective. Not a good set. Murphy really didn't get a good swing at it. But that ball behaved for her and hit the terraflame.
And McFarland sets this way too far off, and it drifts away from the net to about the 8-foot line. Murphy struggled with it, but still got the kill.
Jorgensborg now has come in. She will set, and she will also serve. 5 serving 7. Willoughby bumps it to Bakasau. Gustin, and that's blocked by Eckmeyer. There's an example of that big UCLA block.
Each night, at some point, Angela Eckmeyer has come in and played a huge part in turning the game around with her blocking.
Here's Bakasau going outside to Kahumoko. That's off the block. Good save by Ringel. Fendrick gets it to Cullen. Diving dig by Bakasau. Back to the middle. Willoughby hits it long. We are tied at 7. Crowd trying to exhort the Wahine. But UCLA has battled back from a 5-1 deficit. Jorgensborg serving. Kahumoko, that's off the block and in. Kahumoko started slowly. She had 7 kills against Ohio State. Came back with 13 kills against Colorado yesterday. 8-7, Hawaii leading by 1, still in the early going. Serving is Tano. That's dug up by Zartman. Ball is pushed long by Eckmeyer. Hawaii by 2, 9 serving 7. Nohea Tano serves down the line, knuckleball. Ball is blocked by Gustin. Gustin puts it down in front of Eckmeyer. A little jousting going on.
A couple of ball control errors by UCLA. No, this is a concern of Andy Benikowski, was the ball control of his team. They're young. Mostly, you got 5 sophomores on this team.
Here's Jorgensborg. Outside it goes to Cullen. That's popped up by Duggan. Saved by Willoughby. Bakasau gets it across. Fenrick to Jorgensborg. Ringel off Gustin. So UCLA corners a point, and they now trail by 8. So Cullen will go back to serve for UCLA. Cullen, 13 kills against Colorado, 6 kills against Ohio State in the 2 games that UCLA has played. Jump serve, dug up by Villaroman, and overpass, put down by Fendrick. UCLA comes back to within 1. 9 serving 10 in the first game.
Fendrick at 6'3", just tiptoes up and taps it down there at 7'4" net. Not much challenge for her.
6'3", 6'3", 6'1" across that front line now for UCLA. Gustine hits it off Fendrick. Gustine's 3rd kill here in this first game. Willoughby joins the front row along with Vakasasau, and Gustine serving is Kahumoku just over the net. Zartman, Jorgensborg outside Fendrick. Then it goes to Kahumoku, Gustine, Willoughby. Kind of heels it over. Outside Fendrick, that's off the block. Cullen with the save. Jorgensborg, Fendrick again, doesn't get it across. Hit it into the net. UCLA intimidated that time by the Hawaii block.
Lauren Fendrick, those last swings of hers, 2 of those 3 swings would have gone down against Colorado and Ohio State, not going down against Hawaii.
Just over the net by Kahumoku, into the net. They rat-a-tat-it around, and they say a lift on Fendrick. 13-9. Hawaii, when they have scored, they've scored in bunches, and they have scored quickly. They are now out to a 4-point lead. Kahumoku just over the tape again. Jorgensborg to Ringel. That'll be returned. Villaroman, Vakasasau, back set. Gustine.
Oh, me, oh, Maya. She is on fire right now. Charlie Wade said if she gets en fuego or on fire tonight, watch for her to be all tournament.
14-9, Hawaii leads. Jorgensborg outside Fendrick down the line. Did she hit it off the block? She did. That's a point for UCLA. So the Bruins get to double figures. They trail by 4, 10, serving 14. Eckmeyer will go back to serve now for the University of California at Los Angeles. Little float that's dug up by Duggan. Here's Vakasasau. Gustine again with the push. Saved by Cullen. Pancake saved Fendrick, but that'll be 2. That'll be 2, 3, 4 hits. 15-10. Hawaii leads midway through the first game. We'll take this television timeout through the first game. Serving will be Gustine. Dug up by Zartman. Jorgensborg goes to Ringel. Ringel hits it long. Ringel said that perhaps it was in or perhaps it touched the block. Now Fendrick, the team captain, will go over to talk to Dan Hironaka, and Hironaka says, no, it was out. 16-10, biggest lead of this first game for Hawaii. Serving into the net is Gustine. That's a point for UCLA. McFarland comes back into the game. Murphy comes back into the game. They replace Jorgensborg and Ringel. So McFarland will go back to serve now for UCLA. McFarland with that high toss. Excellent serve. That's dug up by Villaroman. Outside it goes to Duggan. She goes cross court and hits it wide. That's a point for UCLA.
Chink in the armor. Duggan for the tournament, hitting over 500. She finally makes a mistake.
McFarland serves again. Dug up by Kahumoku. Here's Vakasasau setting up Willoughby. Willoughby, that's dug up by Cullen. Some confusion in the middle. Cullen gets it across. Vakasasau out. Willoughby again. That's off the block. Popped up by Zartman. To the middle it goes to Murphy. She one-hands it over. Kahumoku, Vakasasau, Duggan. (17-12). Hawaii back out to a 5-point lead here in this first game. Serving will be Vakasasau. Jump serve way long. UCLA trails by 4. Fendrick will go back to serve for UCLA. Fendrick 17 kills against Colorado, 13 yesterday against Ohio State. To the middle, Kahumoku behind the 3-meter line off Fendrick.
Well, this is a weapon, Jim, that a lot of teams don't have the pleasure of having, and that is Willie and Kim hitting out of the back row consistently.
Willoughby serve. Line drive serve. That's in. That's an ace.
Well, she had 4 last night. She's got her fifth in less than 24 hours right there. That was a rocket.
19-13, Hawaii by 6 in this first game. Willoughby again. That's off the net court. Cullen with the save. Ball is hit by Murphy. That goes off of Villaroman. Cira Wright goes back to serve now for UCLA. Eckmeyer comes into that front row. Big front row now for UCLA. However, Wright hits it long. Hawaii hits the 20 mark. 20-14. They lead by 6 over UCLA. Gustine rotates into the front row along with Kahumoku and Kano. Serving will be Duggan. Duggan knuckleballs it over. Zartman to McFarland. And the ball hit down off the block. So credit Eckmeyer. Eckmeyer's father, Jeff, will try to get a picture of him. He has a Bruin bear on one hand, a UH towel on the other, a Bruin hat.
There he is.
Yeah, and a University of Hawaii shirt. 2 daughters on opposite teams.
Oh, he's covered all of his bases, hasn't he?
The last serve was long. Hawaii up 21-15. Serving is Kano.
His wife Jan next to him.
McFarland to Eckmeyer. Kano didn't have enough on the little bump. Point for UCLA, 21-16. So Cullen will go back to serve now for the Bruins. Excellent serve, but long. Had good velocity on that. Villaroman had to make a quick decision in that back row. She made the right one.
Good velocity, not enough top spin. Both coaches letting their players be pretty aggressive on their serves.
Kahumoku with another lollipop serve. Jorgensborg to Fendrick. Fendrick took advantage, hitting over Vakasau. Big height advantage there. Margaret at 5'8", and Fendrick at 6'3". Wright comes into the front row along with Ringel and along with Fendrick. Serving will be Eckmeyer. Jump float down the line. Duggan to Vakasau. Back set. Goodstein blocked by Fendrick.
Well, Fendrick really got over on this ball. She winds up. We have 6'3" against 6'3". Look how far over the net Fendrick's reaching and places it back down into the court. Excellent blocking form.
Hawaii up by 4, 22-18. Here comes UCLA off the net court. Goodstein is there. Vakasau Willoughby over the double block. Zipped it in. They call it in. Cullen is chagrined. Eckmeyer kind of eyes the linesman, but doesn't say anything as he walks by. 23-18. Big call there on the back line. It was close. Goodstein to serve. 4 kills now for Willoughby. Apparently Hironaka is eyeing that UCLA bench. Right, a little touch, and a lift call. So a point for UCLA. 23-19 here in the first game. Murphy comes in along with McFarland. So McFarland will do the setting, and she will go back to serve now for the Bruins. We are in game 1. Serving is McFarland. A big toss. That ball dug up by Villaroman. Vakasau. Duggan's little touch. Fendrick with the save. McFarland goes to Murphy. Murphy hits it. There's Villaroman, the diving Smurf. They go to Willoughby. She hits it long. That is a point for UCLA.
Credit the Bruins for hanging in there, playing some tough defense, forcing Dave Shoji to call his first timeout.
UCLA has cozied up to Hawaii. They now trail by 3.
There had been called out. I'm sorry.
Willoughby, that's blocked. Dug up by Kahumoku. Vakasau back set. Duggan. And Duggan is able to sandwich the ball between the double block of Murphy and also Cira Wright. So it's 24-20. Hawaii back out to 4-point lead in the crucial moments of this first game. Serving Vakasau. Fendrick guides it to McFarland. Little touch by Wright. That'll be returned. Kano was there. Here's Vakasau. Little push by Willoughby. Zartman to McFarland. Kano pops it up. Pops it up for Vakasau. And Duggan mistimed her leap. And Fendrick was there for UCLA to make sure. 24-21. UCLA closes to within 3. Serving will be Lauren Fendrick, the senior, the team captain. Fendrick, like Kahumoku, blessed with a vast repertoire of shots. Off the net court for an 8. 24-22. In the game yesterday against Ohio State, UCLA, at this point in each game, just simply put things together to seize the moment and to win the game. Down the middle comes Kahumoku. Little touch. Fendrick is there. McFarland. Cullen. That goes off Villa Roman. And now the momentum seems to be with UCLA. They have closed to within one.
What is it about the mid-20s in UCLA? They just seem to crank it into another gear, Jim. You're right. Every single day they've done this.
Looking to tie it. Kahumoku, Bakasau, Willoughby. Blocked. We are tied at 24. Hawaii all of a sudden has become very predictable.
Well, Cullen and Wright do a marvelous job of closing this block. Four hands across there. Notice how their arms got sent backwards on Willoughby's spike. Nevertheless, they got the point.
UCLA has made up a 6-point deficit. Bakasau back out to Willoughby again. That's off the block. Fendrick is there. McFarland goes to Murphy. That goes through the block, but Willoughby is there. Little touch over the net by Tano. Advantage UCLA. Little touch by Cullen. And Tano is there again. Willoughby to the middle to Kahumoku. That's handled by Zartman. They go to Murphy. Gets it down. UCLA leads 25-24.
Dave showed you with one timeout. He's not going to use the timeout to slow the game down. Instead, he's going to use the timeout to make a substitution. Or he's going to use this time to make a substitution.
Bogart comes into the game for Hawaii. Susie Bogart, the freshman from Bellflower, California. 2 kills against Ohio State, 3 kills against Colorado. Fendrick serves. Kahumoku, Bakasau, Willoughby. That's blocked again.
UCLA's managed to do what no other team has done so far this year.
Wahine. They are now down by 2. Fendrick serves. Kahumoku, Bakasau. Bogart. That's blocked. Bogart with the save. Bakasau with the lift. That's another point for UCLA. Boy, Hawaii really off kilter now. They are struggling.
UCLA on a 7-0 run right now. 7 unanswered points.
27-24. UCLA in a position to take this first game. Duggan, that's blocked. Bogart goes outside. Willoughby, that's off the block. Dartman in the back row. McFarland goes to Cullen. Cullen goes cross court, and that's wide. That's a point for Hawaii. And it's 27-25. If Hawaii is going to make their move, they've got to do it behind the serving of Kim Willoughby. Willoughby has got to get this in. She doesn't. She puts it into the net. 28-25. Service error. A huge service error. And Eckmeyer comes into the front row along with Murphy and along with Cullen. UCLA block has been superb over the last, as you say, 7-point run.
This is a good substitute I think by Andy Banikowski, putting in Natalie Ray for Wright. Remember, Wright serves. You never know where they're going. Under the net, out of bounds, ace.
Ray serves. Willoughby to Bakasau. Duggan, 2 hands at a cross. Boy, that feeds right into UCLA. Murphy hits it. That's dug up by Villa Roman. Bogart gets it across. Another advantage for UCLA. Blocked at the net off Eckmeyer. They go to Cullen. Cullen gets it to Bogart. To Bakasau. Kahumoku. That knocks over the player in the back row, Ray, but that'll be returned. Willoughby with a diving dig. Kahumoku double block. He gets it through.
What a rally. My goodness. Both teams just giving up their bodies. There's Willoughby with a collapse dig, flattening out on the floor. And here's Lily, the point pounder, with one more kill.
Willoughby leaves the court, and Illustroy comes in. Serving is Duggan. A hit to the side. Murphy is there. Zartman has to get it across. Now Hawaii with the advantage. Illustroy, Bakasau. Kahumoku with a touch. That's off the block. 28 for UCLA, 27 for Hawaii. It is not over yet in the first game. Big serve right here. Duggan gets it in. Fendrick bumps it to McFarland. They go to Cullen. That's blocked. Blocked by Kustine.
Jim, this is a great rotation for Hawaii right now. They've got Kustine at 6'3", Kahumoko at 6'2", and Bogart at 6'3", a huge front line.
UCLA calls a timeout. All of a sudden, Gustine shows up in the middle. And every serve, every pass, every dig, every hit. Serving is Duggan. Dug up by Zartman. Here's McFarland. That's Cullen. Duggan, overpass. Advantage, UCLA. McFarland, Cullen again. There's Kahumoku. Advantage, UCLA. McFarland back set. Murphy. Good pancake dig. Great save. The ball goes over to UCLA. Great save by Baka Sao Sao. Ball is hit long by Cullen. Hawaii leads it 29-28.
That shows what patience will get you. Hawaii just kept digging. Finally, Cullen changed her shot to a shot she's not used to doing as much. Hawaii gets 29th point.
Hawaii has a chance at aloha ball right here, 29-28. Serving is Duggan. A ball dug up by Fendrick. McFarland will go to Cullen. Cullen hits it. That ball dug up by Duggan. Tabaka Sao Sao. Kahumoku. Zartman in the back row keeps it alive. They go outside to Cullen again. That knocks over Kahumoku, but it is close to the net. Hawaii keeps it alive. Gustine. Duggan gets it across and in. Or did they? No. Pancake dig. It continues. Duggan. Baka Sao Sao. Kahumoku. That's dug up by Zartman. What a rally. They go to Murphy. Murphy dug up in the back row by Illustre. Kahumoku, tough shot. Hawaii wins it. It took a while, but Hawaii wins the first game.
Kill percentages aren't very good for either team, and I'll tell you why those kill percentages aren't very good. Good teams in the top 10 usually hit around 300, 275 to 300. The reason it wasn't very good is because look at these digs. 19 for UCLA. 17, by the way, is a pretty good digging average. Look at Hawaii. 24 digs. Allowed them to get 51 kill attempts, and they came out 2 points more than UCLA. The service errors and aces, all that about even. Blocks UCLA. They put up that big Bruin wall. Hawaii had better be careful. Willoughby saw a lot of that Bruin wall. She was 4 kills, 4 errors, hit 0, 0, 0. Not a good stat for Kim. I'm sure she'll come back, though.
And she was not on...
Team comparison between these two teams. When you look at the two things that jump out the most, here's UCLA hitting 320 for this tournament. Hawaii hitting 304 and playing against the exact same opponents. Hawaii hitting about a block more.
They showed you along with assistant coach on the bench, Charlie Wade.
Lily Kahumoku leading the way for the Bows there in game number 1. She had 5 kills, no errors, hit 455. Leading the way for UCLA, Bryn Murphy. She had 5 kills in 12 attempts, hitting 417.
So Hawaii with Duggan and Bogard, along with Kahumoku, Villaroman, Baka Sao Sao, and Willoughby. Serving for UCLA will be Cullen. Dartman is there. Also in that front row, along with Kendrick. That serve was wide, and it's 1-0 Hawaii here in the second game. Willoughby to serve. Dug up by Kendrick. Joust to overpass. And Duggins is there.
Wow, Willoughby's back. Willoughby's back. You see the seam she got on that serve? The last serve she had in game number 1 went in the middle of the net. That looks a lot more crisp.
Willoughby with that big toy. Serves it. That's dug up by Cullen. McFarland. Eckmeyer with the push. Villaroman gets it across. Advantage UCLA outside Pendrick. That's blocked to the middle. Zartman with the save. Eckmeyer is there. Pendrick again. Villaroman. Tabaka Sao Sao. Duggan. That almost knocked over Cullen. Little joust at the net. Won by Kahumoku on the overpass. That overpass by McFarland.
You know, I kind of like that shot by McFarland. I thought it was going to go down, and here comes Lily out of nowhere. Look at Lily coming up and tapping that ball down. Good readiness by Lily.
So Hawaii leading 3-0 in the second game. Serving is Willoughby, dug up by Zartman. They go outside Pendrick. That's blocked. Pendrick with the save. Pendrick into the net. Zartman is there. Ball hit by Bogart. Hawaii outperforming UCLA at the net here in this second game.
And that's usually the territory the Bruins dominate. They're all so tall, but Hawaii getting some tall players as well. Bogart, there you see the freshman phenom. She's 6'3".
Willoughby to serve again. Jump serve dug up by Zartman from her knees. McFarland goes to Fendrick. She hits it long. That was not a touch off the block. That was long. 5-0 Hawaii. And Andy Banikowski does not like the way the second game is starting. He calls Hawaii. And Willoughby still in that first rotation. She is on a string here. Serves it dug up by Fendrick. Here's McFarland with the dump shot saved by Baca South. Willoughby pops it up. And getting to the cross is Dilla Roman. McFarland again. This to Eckmeyer, but Willoughby is there. Overpass Eckmeyer. Eckmeyer able to hammer it to the floor. Now first point goes to UCLA.
Very rare for Kim Willoughby to overpass a ball like that. She usually has very good control on defense. Eckmeyer made her pay.
Angela Eckmeyer to serve. Knuckleballs it over. Dilla Roman to Baca South. Here's Bogart. That's off the block. Diving dig that time by Cullen. They go outside to Fendrick, but there is Dilla Roman. Baca South outside Kahumoku.
Wow, what an angle by Lily. She goes up. The block is lined up on the line. She sees this angle right here and hits it as only she can do.
Lauren Duggins now will serve for Hawaii out of Fullerton, California. Duggins has played a marvelous tournament. Serves it. There's Zartman. McFarland step out right. Good diving dig by Baca South, but no help. Point for UCLA. Hawaii leading by 4. Early on in the second game, if you just joined us, I mean, it was a madhouse at the end of the first game. Hawaii winning 30-28 over UCLA. UCLA made a tremendous comeback in that first game and actually led 28-25. Here's Kahumoku again. That's off the block. Good save by Murphy. They go to Cullen. That's dug up by Baca South. Bogart goes cross-court. Kahumoku off the block.
Oh, does she have that no-look line shot wired or what? She looked like she was going cross-court, look, cross-court, and then no-look down the line. 8 kills, no errors, hitting .533 tonight. Those are all-American numbers.
Jennifer Carey comes into the game. She will do the setting. She sets up in the front row, comes in for Baca South. Bogart serves. Zartman McFarland outside to Murphy. That's kept alive. Bogart to Willoughby behind the 3-meter line. Is it in? No, it's long. Hawaii leading by 4, 7-3.
Coach Shoji's up off the bench wanting a net violation on that Willoughby attack.
Fendrick serving. Dug up by Duggan. Carey outside. Gustine. That's off McFarland. Hawaii leads 8-3 here in the second game. Kahumoku to serve. Pass to the cross. Zartman to McFarland, and putting it down is Murphy. Excellent pass by Zartman.
Very good 31 set that time, a quick set. To Murphy, timing set, difficult one.
Right to serve for UCLA. Floater. Duggan to Carey. Here's Willoughby. Double block is up. That's off Eckmeyer. Eckmeyer with the block again. Willoughby continuing to have trouble. UCLA comes back to within 3. Serving is right. Dilla Roman. Carey tries the dump. That goes off Fendrick. Good save by Wright. Murphy hits it. That's off the block. One-handed save by Willoughby. Eckmeyer taps it over. Willoughby on the save. Saved by Carey. Here's Kahumoku into the net. Kahumoku came charging out of that back row. 8-6. UCLA now trails by 2. And the Bruins starting to make another run early in the second game. Wright serves it long, however. And so the brakes are put on the comeback by UCLA. So Maya Gustine will go back to serve now for Hawaii. In that front row, Carey, Willoughby, and Duggan. Serving is Gustine. That is long. And a point for UCLA. It is 9 for Hawaii, 7 for the Bruins. Jorgensport comes in along with Ringel. Jorgensport with that sachet before she actually hits the ball. sidestep, puts it into the net. Point for Hawaii.
After 6 misses on night number 1, she improved, though. Got her numbers down last night. Bruins only had 12 misses last night. And tonight, that's Haley's first miss.
Margaret Bacasau comes back into the game. She serves, jump serve. Popped up by Zartman to Eckmeyer. Bogart pushes it across. And hit down by Eckmeyer.
Well, the Bruins are celebrating because the setter did not set the quick set. Look, this is Cullen right here. She's a right side player in that position, and she gives the quick set to Eckmeyer for the kill.
Serving is Cullen. That's shanked by Villa-Roman. Kahumoko can't get to it. That's another point for UCLA, and they trail now by only 1. Andy Banikowski said that UCLA would be more aggressive in their serving, and there was an example of it right there. Cullen, let's see her rip here. Willoughby, Bacasau. Here's Willoughby. Double block is up. He pounds it off the double block, but there's Zartman. And Eckmeyer again. Eckmeyer is schooling Duggan. Eckmeyer is 6'3", and Duggan's having some problems at 6'0". We're tied at 10. Helen continues to serve. Excellent serve. Popped up by Willoughby. Here's Bacasau going to Bogart. And she taps it off the hand of Eckmeyer off the double block. Going on the inside. That's a point for Hawaii, 11-10. Into the game comes Heather Illustre. And she will come in for Willoughby.
An unhappy Willoughby. She slapped the ball down, not liking to be pulled out for her serve, not liking to be pulled out of the back row.
Serving is Illustre. Ball is hit by Ringel. Bogart blocked. Eckmeyer really a force in that front row. Eckmeyer and Fendrick up on the block now. Eckmeyer rotates to the back row. Wright comes into the front row with Fendrick and also with Ringel. Angela Eckmeyer serves long. Hawaii leading 12-11 in the second game. Here comes Maya Gustine. Hawaii now with a big front row with Gustine, Kahumoko, and Bogart.
Yet Hawaii only has 1 block all night to show proof of that big front line. They got to get some productivity up front.
Step out right. That goes off Bacasau. That's a point for UCLA.
Hawaii's really 6'3", 6'3", 6'2" across the front right now, yet they only have 1 block to show for it. UCLA, 8 blocks.
Serving will be McFarland. We are tied at 12 in the second game. McFarland serves down the line. Kahumoko to Bacasau. Back to Kahumoko, and she gets it in between Fendrick and Wright. And just inside the back row. Kahumoko really coming on now in this match against UCLA. Carey back into the front row for Bacasau. Bogart now will serve. Dave Shoji in the ear of Bacasau as he walks toward the bench. McFarland, short little set, little patty cake. That's kept alive by Zartman. Hit by Murphy. There's Duggan. Waiting Carey. Step out move. Gustine. Cullen is there. McFarland to Fendrick. That's off Duggan. Then Carey gets in Kahumoku's way. Kahumoko gets it across. Right tickles it off the hands of Carey. And also in on that was Gustine. Tied at 13.
Give credit to UCLA that time for playing better on their broken play than Hawaii did on theirs.
Fendrick serves. Duggan guides it to Carey to Gustine, and Gustine just pounds it off the double block. 14-13. Hawaii closely played second game. Here comes Willoughby. Comes in for Illustre. Willoughby now in the front row along with Carey and Gustine. Kahumoko goes back to serve. Kahumoko taps it across. Fendrick feeds McFarland. And Wright whistles it past the ear of Gustine. We're tied at 14.
That is the best hit I've seen Sir Wright hit this whole tournament. She just smacked that one straight down.
And here comes Eckmeyer back into the front row for UCLA. Villa-Roman to Carey. Here's Willoughby. Willoughby off the hands. That'll be returned by UCLA. Back set. Murphy, she hits it. That could have been an out ball. Not sure. Villa-Roman is able to get to it. Kahumoko Right in the back row. Return for UCLA. Cullen. Diving, rolling dig by Kahumoku. Roman. Willoughby with the little roll shot, and it worked. Hawaii leading 15-14. Both teams really having to work for points.
That's exactly what I think Kim Willoughby has got to do. She's got to start hitting roll shots and mixing up her attack. She can't be so predictable to always hit high and hard and cross court.
Gustine serving. There's Eckmeyer, but Bogart is there. Carey goes to Willoughby. Double block is up. She rips it right past Eckmeyer.
Well, forget what I just said. High and hard and hit a field goal every time is just as good.
16-14. Hawaii by 2. Willoughby now with 6 kills. Serving is Gustine. Zartman to McFarland. Step out Cullen. That'll be returned Kahumoku to Carey. Here's Duggins with the slide step. Dug up by Zartman in the back row. Eckmeyer. Bogart handles that. Carey. Kahumoku coming down the middle. That's off the block but handled in the back row by Fendrick. They go outside to Cullen. Blocked by Willoughby and Duggins.
There's a good back that UCLA runs a nice play. Kim just steps out and presses it straight down. No doubt about that.
17-14. Gustine continues to serve. Quick look at Andy Banikowski. Fendrick pops it up to McFarland. She goes outside. Here's Murphy. And Murphy. That's a lift called on Carey. So credit Murphy that time. 17-15. Hawaii by 2. Jorgen Ford comes back into the game along with Ringel. And Jorgen Ford will now serve. The left-hander. UCLA trailing by 2 here in the second game. UCLA trails 1-0. 30-28. Hawaii having to come from behind to win the first game. Jorgen Borg serves. Roman to Carey. Here's Willoughby. Willoughby off the block and out. Hammered that one off of Cullen.
There you go. A little bit different shot. She tried the down-the-line shot. Cullen couldn't handle it. I think that's a smart thing for her to do right now is pepper those outsides a little bit, make them work, rather than going cross-court in that big, huge UCLA middle block.
Baka Sau comes into the game for Carey, and Baka Sau will now serve for Hawaii. 18 serving 15. Zartman. Outside it goes. Ringel, but that'll be returned. Here's Willoughby. Boy, Willoughby just ripped that. Eckmeyer and Cullen tried to protect the line. Willoughby went inside.
See what she did then her last attack, Jim, was on the line, so they drift to the outside, leaving the cross-court open right there. She takes advantage.
19-15, Hawaii. Eckmeyer just a little touch. Advantage now for Hawaii. They go to Bogart. She ripped it off Zartman. Chased down by Fendrick, and coming over to bother Fendrick was Jorgen Ford. Some confusion. It's 20-15. Hawaii leads by 5 here in game number 2. Serving is Baka Sau. Zartman to McFarland. Here's Ringel. Oh, nice shot by Ringel. Steers that one by Duggins and also Bogart.
Smart shot that time by Ringel to go over the smaller Duggins. Not wise to go down the line against the 6'3 Bogart.
Serving will be Cullen. This was dug up by Roman. Baka Sau. Down the middle comes Kahumoku. Kahumoku hit the net cord, and then that ball still had enough steam on it to confuse Zartman in the back row. So it's 21-16, Hawaii. UCLA knows that they can't let Hawaii get too far along the leash. Serving is Willoughby, dug up by Fendrick. They go back to Fendrick. Fendrick hits it in, just in. Excellent shot by the seniors. 21-17. This is where UCLA has got to make their move.
This is Fendrick's favorite shot, that cross-court angle. Duggan's a little late getting out there, but she's the fastest closer of all the Hawaii middle blockers.
Eckmeyer serves it wide. So UCLA gives it right back, 22-17. Hawaii still ahead. Gustine comes onto the court. In that front row along with Bogart and Kahumoku. Serving is Duggins. She feeds to Fendrick. To McFarland. Wright cannot get to it. That was just a missed time. Wright was up there, and then the ball on the set came out of Jorgen Ford. And Wright couldn't wait that long. Gravity took effect, and down she came.
Great example of a freshman setter going in with a junior middle blocker and early in the season.
Jorgensen to Fendrick. Fendrick again. So UCLA has got to go to Fendrick because Fendrick has the repertoire. Fendrick has the history, which means she has the experience.
That was an accomplishment there, getting by the 2-6-3 Giants for Hawaii, Gustin and Bogart.
23-18, Hawaii leads. Serving for UCLA. McFarland, that's dug up by Willoughby. Here's Baka South. Kahumoku. Kahumoku with another kill. Kahumoku now has 11.
Dave Shoji choosing to go with Jen Carey up front for Margaret Vakasauso, giving Hawaii a bigger block.
Bogart serving. Ball is hit by Wright. Wright able to get it by Carey and Gustin. So Bogart comes out as Villa Roman. The libero comes in. Hawaii by 5. Fendrick to serve. Dug up by Villa Roman. Waiting is Carey. She will go to Kahumoku. Kahumoku with that overhanded kind of a hook shot. And that ball goes down the line and in.
I love that shot. It's great. It's so deceptive. You can't tell which way she's going to hit it. She goes up, looks cross court, and then all of a sudden, here comes the hook. I like that shot.
25-19, Kahumoku serving. Cullen rolls along the net court, doesn't get over. Hawaii now leads 26-19. Biggest lead of the night for Hawaii, 7 points.
Cullen struggling right now. 1 kill only, 5 errors, -200.
McFarland goes outside to Murphy. That's dug up by Duggan from her knees. Carey goes to Willoughby. Willoughby rips it. I mean rips it. Off McFarland. 27-19. Hawaii leading UCLA here in game 2.
Okay, Kim Willoughby has a lot of pride. She didn't like being taken out of the game. And she is in makeup time right now, showing why she deserves to be on the court all the time.
Kahumoku hits it long. 27-20. Hawaii leading. And when Hawaii got to 20, they are the ones that went into another gear. Into the game for UCLA is Nancy Barbe, 6'1" freshman from Austin, Texas. She goes in to the front row. Serving is Wright. Knuckleballs it just over the tape and down. 27-21. So Hawaii can never relax with a team like UCLA. Never. Kira Wright again serves, and this is into the antenna in the net. 28-21.
That's been Wright's pattern. You know, she'll serve an ace, then she'll serve one into the net, then she'll serve one in, then she'll serve one long.
Maya Gustin now to serve. That is in the back row to Zartman. McFarland goes outside to Murphy, and that's down in front of Gustin. And you can see for the first time that Gustin, in her movement toward that ball, did not have the mobility because of that foot injury.
I agree. She did not move well to her left that time at all. Hey, you know what Wright serving is like? A little bit like Shaq going to the free throw. You're just not sure what's going to happen.
Serving is Jorgensberg. Here's Willoughby, left-handed, didn't get it across. So 4 hits for Hawaii, and another point for UCLA. They now trail by 5, and this crowd knows that UCLA can come back in a hurry. They don't want to give any opening. Nothing left ajar. Jorgensberg again serving. Kahumoku to Carey. Willoughby with the roll shot. But there is Jorgensberg. Cross court. And getting the ball down is Ringel. That's another point for UCLA. Baka Sao will come into the game for Carey.
This is for offensive reasons. Margaret in the flow of the offense a little more than Carey. Carey in there more for blocking reasons. Dave Shoji definitely wants a 29th point right here.
Kahumoku, Baka Sao. Willoughby, triple block is up, but she hits it off the hand of Fendrick. Tough angle. Fendrick had to lay out for a chance to return that, but that ball went off her hand. Had too much vinegar on it. 29-24. This is for the second game, and not yet. Ringel, another kill. Ringel with 4. Able to handle the double block of Duggins and Bogart. 29-25. UCLA still in the neighborhood, but now they cannot make a mistake. Cullen That's dug up by Roman. Baka Sao. Willoughby. Willoughby hits it off the block. And that is the second game. And Hawaii now leads 2-0 over UCLA. And Hawaii is thinking championship, and they're thinking sweep. We'll take this break. When we come back,
But they're winning.
Willoughby serves to start game number 3. Wright is blocked by Bogard. They go to Fendrick. Baka Sao gets it across. Here's Murphy. Murphy hits it long. Point for Hawaii here in the third game. Hawaii leads in this match 2-0. 30-28 in the first game, 30-25 in the second game. Willoughby again. Fendrick bumps it to McFarland. Murphy gets it across, and a little dump shot by Lundqvist, who is starting here in this third game. And Wright again mistimes the leap. That's a point for Hawaii. Hawaii has started well in all the games tonight. Game number 1, 2, and now in 3. They lead 2-0. See if Willoughby can keep getting it in with this serve. No.
Her timing just a little bit off in that jump serve tonight. She missed that one pretty badly, and the other one she missed in game 2 also badly.
Fendrick serving. Illustre goes to Baka Sao. Here is Kahumoku. An overpass, but that's handled by Illustre. Kahumoku again over the double block and in. Kahumoku, another one of those players that Hawaii is blessed with, that sees the court oh so very well.
Well, Lily picks up her 13th kill with only 1 error with a new shot that time. The high seam shot over the block. She's been going line and cross court, and there's a new one.
Lundqvist serving. Ringo hits it long. So it is 4-1 Hawaii. Hawaii probably will substitute again with the libero. There's a knuckleball that's hit wide by Lundqvist. Lundqvist playing for the first time tonight. She did not play in the first and second game. So UCLA 2 serving 4, and going back to serve for UCLA is Sarah Wright. Wright serves it, waiting. Willoughby pops it up. Kahumoku Willoughby behind the 3-meter line. She just hits it long. So Willoughby with 11 kills.
And uncharacteristically, Willoughby also has 8 errors.
Willoughby feeds Baka Sao. Here's Bogard. That's blocked, but Gustine is there. Pops up in the back row. Baka Sao gets it across. Advantage now Bruins. McFarland. Eckmeyer. Blocked by Gustine, and the ball hit out. That's a point for Hawaii. So serving will be Bogard. McFarland to Murphy, and that's blocked. Good save by Zartman again. Ringel, and that's shanked into the crowd off of Illustre.
Very deceptive back set that time by McFarland. Caught the block a little off guard. Put it right on the money for Ringel.
Jorgensburg comes into the game, and she will serve. Illustre to Baka Sao. Here's Willoughby. Oh, Willoughby knocks over Fendrick. Willoughby leading by 2.
Willoughby getting her rhythm back a little bit, hitting that pipe set out of the back row. Looked pretty sharp there.
Serving is Kahumoku. Zartman to Jorgensburg. And that goes off the block.
Maya took a header there as she bangs her head on the way back line. Wow. That was a good shot by Eckmeyer.
Serving is Ringel, and she gives the point right back. So it is 7-5 Hawaii here in the third game, with Hawaii leading in this match 2-0. Serving will be Gustine, Lundqvist, Willoughby, and Baka Sao in the front row. Gustine serves, cannot get it over the net. And that's a point given to UCLA. UCLA down by 1. Both of these teams jockeying for position in the early going in the third game to be in position at the end. Kahumoku, Baka Sao, Willoughby. Roll shot, but that'll be handled. Ringel. Little touch by Fendrick. Good rolling dig there by Illustre. Willoughby gets it across. Both teams scrambling. And Sarah Wright able to hit it off Kahumoku.
Willoughby came up a little lame that time. I don't know if it's her knee or her ankle, but she is wincing.
So they take a timeout and concern for Willoughby. Hawaii leads, no, it's tied at 7, I should say. Tied at 7 here in this third game.
Got dinged up here. She comes down on the foot of Karin Lundqvist. Right there, you see her hobbling. Looks like her left foot or left knee. The high angle shows her coming down right there. The two of them getting tangled up. Willoughby hobbling. Again, refusing to come out. She's tough. I've seen her play through so much pain.
Ekmeyer serving for UCLA. Kahumoku to Vakasau. Here's Willoughby. That's blocked. Willoughby with the save. Vakasau goes back to her. Block is up. Little touch. Touch by Wright. Here's Vakasau. That's blocked by Wright, but out. Vakasau says, well, I'll tell you what. All you big players have been hammering at each other. I'm just going to take matters into my own hands. And she did.
And that's Margaret.
8-7. Hawaii leading by 1. That ball hit by Henrik, goes along the tape and drops in. Tied at 8.
That ball had eyes for the court.
Murphy comes in. McFarland back in the lineup. So McFarland will serve, and she will also set for the Bruins. Big toss. Excellent serve. Kahumoku. Vakasau and Lundqvist gets it down. Got that ball down in front of Ringel. Ringel playing more here in this third game because of her size, her height. Villa Roman comes in for Willoughby as Willoughby rotates out of that front row. Serving is Villa Roman. No. Tied at 9.
That's called rough. Villa Roman normally does not serve. You know, she's been a libero all year. Doesn't serve. Illustre's libero this game.
Fendrick serving. Bogart. That's off the block. There's Zartman again. Outside, Murphy. That's stuck up by Vakasau. Bogart goes outside. Net violation, UCLA.
Oh, I thought they were going to call a violation on Bogart on the lift. Instead, they called a net violation on UCLA.
Serving is Lundqvist. 10, serving 9 here in the third game. Lundqvist serves down the line and out. So we are tied at 10. So Wright will go back to serve, and Ekmeyer will come into that big front row.
Lundqvist, 2 in a row, has yet to find the court on her serve.
Wright serving. That's dug up. Hit by Lundqvist, blocked by Ekmeyer. Saved by Kahumoku, hit by Bogart. That's dug up by Murphy. McFarland goes back to Murphy. Murphy saves it following the block. McFarland, Ekmeyer. There's Vakasau. Bogart goes cross-court. Kahumoku, dug up by Fendrick. Waiting for it is McFarland. Outside it goes to Ringel. That's shanked. That ball went off Villa Roman. UCLA leads 11-10. Crowd doesn't like it.
Villa Roman normally a very sure digger in that kind of position, just lost control.
Wright hits it long. We are tied at 11. She continues to have problems.
Like Shaq at the free throw line, I told you, you never know what you're going to get. He could get a swish, but she could ace. Wright's had some good aces.
Bogart serving. Here's Ekmeyer, but that'll be returned. Villa Roman, Vakasau, step out. Gustine. Villa Roman with the save. Here's Kahumoku. That's off the block. Yes.
You know what's interesting about Hawaii, Jim, is that Kim and Lily have yet to get going on the same night on both cylinders. And neither one will have a bad night on the same night. That's the other beauty of this particular 1-2 punch.
Ringel off the block. Right, one-handed save by Vakasau. Kahumoku. Where did that come from?
She was ready. She was ready. Broken play. This is what great athletes and alert players do. This is a broken play. They're out of system right now. Lily just comes tearing in and drills it.
McFarland to Ringel. And that ball is hit off of header Illustre. 13 for Hawaii, 12 for UCLA. Jorgensport comes in for UCLA. Also, Cullen is back in the lineup, number 15. Jorgensport will serve, 12 serving 13. Villa Roman, Baca Sao Sao, Gustine. Zartman in the back row. That's chased down by Jorgensport. Fendrick gets it across. Good rolling dig by Illustre. Kahumoku will be handled. Ball is hit by Ringel. Here's Kahumoku. That's off the block. Great save by Zartman. Chased down by Jorgensport. Rally continues. Gustine.
Maya Gustine putting a punctuation mark on an excellent rally. Great play on both sides. Rolling, diving, digs, diving saves. And Maya basically playing on one foot. She does have a noticeable limp, despite the fact she says she feels better.
Willoughby returns to that front row. Serving is Kahumoku. Zartman to McFarland. Cullen hit. Cullen hits it in. 14 for Hawaii, 13 for UCLA. The Bruins and the Rainbow Wahine keeping pace with one another here in this third game. Hawaii leading 2-0. Serving is Ringel. That's deep. Ball is dug up by Illustre. Step out, Gustine. Eckmeyer and Cullen couldn't get together on the block. Gustine with that good slide. So despite the foot injury, she is still effective. Our floor wipers are wearing T-shirts courtesy of the Queens Medical Center, Hawaii's leader in sports medicine and orthopedic surgery. Serving is Gustine, dug up by Zartman. Fendrick, that's dug up by Gustine. Here's Willoughby off the triple block, but there's Zartman in the back row. Fendrick to Ringel behind the 3-meter line. Gustine to Baca Sao Sao. Willoughby. That's off Zartman. This has got to be a race. Ringel gets there. That'll be returned. Cullen gets it across. Hawaii with the advantage. And the dump shot doesn't work for Baca Sao Sao.
Not a bad idea, though, by Margaret. Not a bad idea. I think the ball was a little bit too far off the net to try that shot, though.
15 for Hawaii, 14 for UCLA. Serving will be Eckmeyer. Eckmeyer taps it across. Kahumoku, Baca Sao Sao, hit by Lundqvist. That'll be returned. Outside it goes to Fendrick. Down the line off Bogart. And we are tied at 15.
UCLA down 2-0, could have easily packed it all in. Looking at an insurmountable lead, but no, no, no. I told you this team, do not stop playing against them. They are very dangerous.
Eckmeyer puts it into the net. Another service error for UCLA. Hawaii back in the lead, 16-15 in the third game. Hawaii winning the first game 30-28. The second game 30-25. So Baca Sao Sao will go back to serve now for Hawaii. That front row, Lundqvist is in the front row along with Bogart and Willoughby. Jorgensport to right, block. Big block. That time by Lundqvist. Willoughby also up.
I think Willoughby gets most of this. When she squats and jumps in, she can almost grab the basketball rim. Watch her right here. As she goes up and presses over the net and down without ever touching the net. Tough skill to perform.
Baca Sao Sao serves it long. 17 for Hawaii, 16 for UCLA here in the third. Murphy comes into the front row. McFarland is back to serve. 16 serving, 17. Another great confrontation between UCLA and Hawaii. Dug up by Kahumoku. Baca Sao Sao to Lundqvist. Great dig by Ringel. Baca Sao Sao goes to Willoughby. That's blocked. So Willoughby blocks again, and we are tied at 17.
Blockers out there waiting. Ringel and last time it was Murphy and Sierra Wright.
McFarland will serve. Illustre to Baca Sao Sao. Willoughby again. Hits it long. And UCLA leads by one, 18-17. Willoughby thought it went off the block. McFarland will serve. Big toss. Excellent serve. Kahumoku is there. Baca Sao Sao. Will it be again? Third time the charm? Yes. Tied at 18.
Tough to stop her 3 times in a row. Notice the UCLA blockers out there waiting again. We talked about Andy Banikowski saying, you know, we're going to have 2 people up on Willoughby and Kahumoku all night long, make somebody else beat us.
Willoughby to serve. Excellent serve, dug up by Fendrick. Waiting McFarland. Here's Fendrick with a little touch. Great diving rolling dig that time by Heather Illustre. Ball is handled off the hit by Kahumoku. Ringel hitting, chased down by by Bakasau. Kahumoku, that's dug up by Ringel. Here's Fendrick, that's blocked. Kept alive by Wright, some confusion. Popped up by McFarland. Here's Bakasau. Out the middle comes Willoughby off the block.
Believe it or not, she may be more effective hitting from the 10-foot line than she is in the front row, Jim. She's so explosive and dynamic. She can jump so high and then broad jump so far, she ends up almost at the net after she finishes jumping from behind that 3-meter line.
Kim Willoughby, big toss. Excellent serve. Dug up by Fendrick. And hit down by Wright, but it is wide. That's a point for Hawaii. Now it becomes serious. These are the most important points. Hawaii has been able to get to 20. Banikowski realizes that. Hawaii is starting to gain momentum. He calls a timeout. We will too. That's off the tape, but there is Zartman. To Wright. Wright hit that perfect set by McFarland. And it's 20-19. Now, UCLA is trying to make a move here, trying to seize the momentum going into the 20s. Very important point. Fendrick serves. Dug up by Illustre. Hit down and shanked to the side. Hit down by Lundquist. And we have a referee. They're going to play it again.
Yeah, Dave Shoji can't believe it. Dan Hironaka, what he did was what's called an inadvertent whistle. He thought the ball was down. He took a second look and saw that McFarland actually dug the ball. Even though it was going into the 3rd row, his whistle, in effect, stopped play. So we're going to play it over.
19 serving 20. That's an ace for Fendrick. So UCLA ties it at 20.
It could turn out to be a big play. That was a two-point swing there.
Excellent. You are absolutely right. Fendrick again serving. Illustre to Bakasau. Kahumoku. Did it go off the block? Yes, it did. That's a point for Hawaii. They lead it 21-20.
She's just having a phenomenal night. That's all you can say. 17 kills, 1 error, hitting .471. Those are all first-team All-American numbers. She's picking up right where she left off 2 years ago.
Lundquist gets the serve in. Here's McFarland. Ringel. That's off the block. There's Bakasau. Bogart goes to Kahumoku. Roll shot in the middle. Perfect shot by Lilly.
She's got her whole repertoire working. She's got the down-the-line hook. She's got the high seam. She's got the sharp angle. She's got the little lob shot. And watch this. She knows where the court's open right there. Nice shot, Lil.
Another big serve. It just gets over. McFarland. Little touch. And that ball is in. A little touch there by Murphy. Britton Murphy able to get the point. 22 for Hawaii. 21 for UCLA as we are in the crucial moment of this 3rd game. Hawaii thinking sweet. Eckmeyer at 6'3". Reports for duty in that front row. Right serving. There's Willoughby to Bakasau. Bogart hits it off the block. Right in the back row. McFarland. They feed to Murphy. There's Willoughby. Waiting is Bakasau. Out to Kahumoku. Double block off the block. And in.
Well, the UCLA block is out there. It's well formed. They know the set's going to Lilly, and they still can't stop her. You see that 4 hands across? She just powers it through.
23-21. And we're at that point again. Every serve, every pass, every kill shot. That ball shanked by Fendrick. Hawaii up by 3. And it comes at a most opportune time. 24-21. Carey comes into the game, replacing Bakasau. Comes in for blocking purposes.
Absolutely. She's in there to block and give Hawaii they already got a big block.
Bogart puts it into the net. Not good.
The bad news there, though, Jim, was it slowed up Bogart's rhythm and her tempo. And so Dave showed you didn't mean to slow it down, but it did have an effect on Bogart's serve, I think.
Jorgensborg has come in to serve now for UCLA. 22, serving 24. Taps it across. Illustre carries to Gustine. That's kept alive by Eckmeyer. They'll go to Ringel. And Ringel hits it off of Gustine. So that's a point for UCLA. 23 serving 24. Here come the Bruins.
Nice little slap shot inside the angle there by Ringel.
Long. The serve is long by Jorgenford. 25-23. Hawaii leading. Kahumoku will go back to serve now for Hawaii. Gets it across. Ball is tapped. Jorgenford into the antenna by Cullen. Not a good set by Jorgenford. 26-23. Hawaii by 3. Andy Banikowski takes his second time. 26-23. Lily Kahumoku will serve for Hawaii. Hawaii leading here in the third. They lead in this match 2-0. Dartman to Jorgenford. That ball is hit off the block. And that's a point for UCLA. The ball hit by Heather Cullen. So it's 26-24. Ringel goes back to serve now for UCLA. That ball is in. That's an ace.
Some confusion in the Hawaii reception pattern between Bogart and Kahumoku. Dave Shoji's going to use up his last timeout, get things straightened out. Bruins on the roll.
Timeout called by Hawaii. Ringel to serve for UCLA in game 3. Dug up by Kahumoku, waiting his carry. Goes to Willoughby. That is rat-a-tatted around. Ringel trying to get it across. She can't do it. That's a point for Hawaii. 27-25. Big point. Lundqvist comes into the front row along with Carey and along with Willoughby. Serving will be Gustine. Gustine backs up to the rug. That is a good serve. Cullen to Jorgenford. They joust at the net. Ball is hit into the back row. Dartman to Fendrick. Kahumoku, Carey, Lundqvist. That's popped up by Jorgenford. Outside it goes to Fendrick. That's off the fingers, but handled by Kahumoku. Willoughby hits it long.
Ooh, both sides playing a little tentatively there, and then all of a sudden Willoughby takes a chance on the last swing. Gives UCLA their 26th point.
Duggins comes into the game for Bogart. Bakasau comes into the game for Carey. 27 for Hawaii, 26 for UCLA. Serving for UCLA is Eckmeyer. UCLA trying to win this third game. Eckmeyer slaps it across. Kahumoku shanks it to the side, but there's Willoughby. Back to the middle of Kahumoku behind the 3-meter line, blocked by Wright. Saved by Lundqvist, but it goes off her hands, and we are tied at 27.
Oh, brilliant play by Sarah Wright. She was really ready for that one. She followed Lily Kahumoku, knew she was going to hit the pipe out of the back row, and just timed it perfectly.
Eckmeyer to serve, tied at 27 in game number 3. Willoughby, Bakasau. Kahumoku, that's off the block. Eckmeyer in the back row, chased down by Jorgenford and hit over by Ringel. And UCLA leads at 28-27.
How about that swing by Ringel? My goodness. She put some heat on this ball from the 26-foot line.
Eckmeyer to serve. She's got to get it in. She does. Duggan, Bakasau. Wright keeps it alive. Cullen goes outside. Fenrick puts it into the net, and we are tied at 28.
The last person you'd expect to hit into the net. The veteran senior 4-year starter, all Pac-10, all everything.
Tied at 28. Serving is Bakasau. She's got to get it in. She does. There's Dartman. Hit down by Cullen. That was easy. That went right by Lundqvist.
Why hasn't Cullen been hitting out of the middle all night? She's been struggling on the outside. That was a great hit out of the middle.
29 for UCLA, 28 for Hawaii. Now UCLA can take game number 3. Aloha ball for UCLA. Hawaii can make no mistakes. Dug up by Illustre. It's got to be Willoughby. It's not. She hits it wide. And UCLA wins the third game, 30-28. We go to game number 4. Alice Matsumoto is her name. She's done it for years. You see Dave Shoji, and he is not pleased with the way things turned out in the third game.
Yeah, once again, Dave Shoji playing 11 players tonight. He went to 12 last night. He's played 11 tonight, and unafraid to go to that bench. He's got a lot of depth. He's about 3 deep at every position, and now he's settled into what he thinks is going to win this match. with this group that's on the floor. Bogard, Duggins, Willoughby, Kahumoku, Villaroman, and
Bakasau. There's an ace to start it off for UCLA. They're going to have a voice in this. Not so fast. McFarland will go back and serve again. 1-0. UCLA here in the fourth game.
McFarland's first ace of the night. I'm surprised because she's got a good jumper.
Dug up by Villaroman. Bakasau goes to Willoughby. Willoughby is blocked. And Kahumoku able to hold it. Fenrick hits it way long. So that's a point for Hawaii. And we are tied at 1 in the fourth game. Willoughby will go back to serve. This match has gone 30-28 Hawaii, 30-25 Hawaii, 30-28 UCLA. Zartman to McFarland. Right is blocked. Right keeps it alive, but it goes out. That's a point for Hawaii. They lead it 2-1. Bogard really contributed there. Bogard, Duggan, and Kahumoku in that front row. So Willoughby will serve again. Dug up by Fendrick. McFarland goes to right. She hits it. Out.
Willoughby's got her serving rhythm back again. 2 in a row there. Very sharp, very crisp serves with good topspin on them.
Willoughby again. Fendrick to McFarland. Here's Fendrick. Fendrick did not hit that good at all, and it lands in for a point.
Oh my goodness. That ball can only go one direction. That's why Dave showed you was up off the bench, because the only place that Fendrick could hit it without violating the antenna rule, the only place she could hit it is this angle right here.
And she did.
And 2 bows watched it.
Kahumoku hit that ball off right for the point. Hawaii lead 4-2 here in the fourth game. And Kahumoku now has reached 20 kills. She no doubt will be named to the all-tournament team. Duggan will serve for Hawaii. Zartman to McFarland. Here is Murphy, and Murphy gets blocked, great block by Hawaii. Kahumoku really becoming a force.
Really getting some help that time from Maya Gustin. Solid block, 6'3" and 6'2". That's a big block.
Duggan serving. That's popped up by Fendrick. McFarland goes to Ringel. That's blocked. Ringel with the save along the net. Ball is hit by Murphy. That's popped up by Bakasau. Brilliant dig. Here's Willoughby out of the back row from behind the 3-meter line. UCLA struggles to get it across. Bakasau back set Bogard. She goes cross court. McFarland is there. There's Wright. Duggan saves. Net violation. UCLA.
I think on the follow-through, Stuart Wright touched the net. Andy Banikowski perplexed at the call. Stuart Wright doesn't seem to be arguing it. It must have been a good call by Ernie Ho and Dan Hironaka.
6 serving 2. Duggins again to serve for Hawaii. Fenrick to McFarland. Here's Ringel. And Ringel hits the antenna. Another point for Hawaii. They lead 7-2 in game number 4. UCLA calls a 6-point lead, only to see that disappear over the course of the game. Duggan serves. Ball dug up by Ringel. Here's McFarland back to Ringel. That's blocked. Saved by Wright. Fendrick goes to Ringel again. Down the line and off Bakasau.
Oh, nice shoulder turn by Ringel that time, hitting down the line after going cross-court. Finally says, you know what, that block's blocking me cross-court. I'm going to go down the line. It was wide open. Bogard just giving her too much line.
Ringel now with 10 kills. She leads UCLA. That could have been an out ball. Maybe not. Willoughby handles it. Gustin. That'll be handled by UCLA. And Eckmeyer is able to get the ball down in front of Gustin and Kahumoku. Gustin is in pain.
She's in pain, no question. She came down hard right there. She's not feeling good. She's going to come out now. You're right, Jim.
That foot injury, that inflamed bottom of her foot really has acted up.
Plantar fasciitis.
So now Lundqvist will come in for her. Bogard hit the antenna. Here comes UCLA. It was 7-2. It is now 7-5. And Hawaii playing without Gustin. Right to serve for UCLA. Willoughby pops it up. Waiting for it is Kahumoku. Goes to Willoughby behind the 3-meter line. Roll shot. Rat-a-tatted around and not returned by UCLA.
There's an example of a smart shot by Kim Willoughby. If she had gotten a lot of heat on that ball, it could have gone anywhere. Instead, the roll shot caught the Bruins off guard. All the diggers in the back row thought she was going to bring the heat.
Bogard serving. Ball dug up by Fendrick. Here's Murphy. She hits the antenna. Point for Hawaii. Hawaii up by 4, 9-5. And Bogard will continue to serve. Fendrick to McFarland. Ringel out. 10-5. Hawaii is now built up another 5-point lead.
Good eye by Duggins that time. Duggins in the right digging position to pop that up and got out of the way.
Bogard serving. Zartman to McFarland. Here's Ringel again. Ringel hits that wide. It is 11-5, Hawaii.
You know who she was looking for there? She was looking for Hawaii's smallest blocker, Margaret Bakasau. Couldn't find her hands.
Bogard, that was an out ball hit by Fendrick. Murphy is blocked. And another point for Hawaii. 12-5. Hawaii beginning to put it into high gear here.
Is Hawaii's depth showing up here? Lundqvist comes in. Hawaii does not miss a beat after Gustine goes to the bench.
Cullen comes in for Ringel for UCLA. Bogard continues to serve for Hawaii. 12-5. Zartman pops it up. McFarland goes to Fendrick down the middle, but there's Willoughby. Here's Bakasau setting up Kahumoku. That's through the block and in. Kahumoku now with 21 kills. 13-5, Hawaii.
You know, UCLA really struggling with their ball control right now, Jim. Their passing just not crisp.
Bogard again serving. Cullen. She hammers it. Bogard is there to handle it in the back row. Kahumoku off the block and out. 22 kills for Lilly. Timeout called by UCLA. Hawaii up by 9. This is their biggest lead of the entire match. We'll take a break. 4
kills, 1 error. UCLA, 3 kills, 10 hitting errors. They're hitting negative 389. When was the last time you saw that out of a UCLA team?
It's been a while.
Hawaii's forcing a lot. Hawaii's forcing a lot of it, but the Bruins are bringing a lot of it upon themselves as well.
Bogard to serve for Hawaii. She's been serving for quite a span here. Murphy, there's Duggan. Joust at the net. Knocks down Eckmeyer, but Fenrick there to save it. Bogard, Bakasau, and Kahumoku just inside the back line. She's in another zone. She's in another zone. No matter what Lilly does tonight, it works.
She can do no wrong.
Hawaii.
23 kills, only 2 errors.
Hawaii up by 10. McFarland outside. Hit by Cullen, hit the antenna. That's the 3rd time we've seen that antenna hit by UCLA hitters.
You know why? They're looking for Margaret Bakasau. She's only 5'9". They're trying to tool her hands. They're catching the antenna instead.
Bogard continues to serve. Fendrick shanks it a bit. Gets it back from Cullen. Fendrick gets it over. Diving dig by Bogard. They go outside. Kahumoku. And Kahumoku rips it off McFarland. I mean, you have to just shake your head. She's uncanny.
Hawaii now on a 10-0 run. Wow.
17-5. Hawaii leading. Fendrick shanks that. Zartman, who is everywhere, starts after it, and they return it. Hawaii now with the advantage. It's Kahumoku again. There's Zartman. Fendrick goes to Murphy. Murphy hits it. Willoughby pops it up for Bakasau. Step out. Lundqvist right in the middle. That's 11 points in a row. And it's 18-5. Hawaii leading.
Andy Benikowski out of timeout to use the second timeout at when Hawaii had 14 points, so he's got no way to slow it down except with substitute.
Hit by Eckmeyer, and Eckmeyer doesn't get it over. Lundqvist loomed up in front of her. 19-5. I can't believe this.
Does the word unravel mean anything to you?
It is now. That's popped up by Fendrick. McFarland goes outside. Cullen trying to end it. Kahumoku gets it across. UCLA, they go to Cullen again. That's off the block. Bogard is there, pops it up. Bakasau goes to Kahumoku. Kahumoku hits it off Fendrick. Kahumoku is just tremendous. She is spectacular. 25 kills for Lily Kahumoku.
Any doubts about her easing her way back into the Division I play after laying off all last year?
She's back. Lily is back. Bogard hits it in. That's an ace. Hawaii is playing superbly well. They have reached a level of excellence in this fourth game that has not been seen. Bogard serving again. Fenrick to McFarland. They go to Murphy. Finally, she hits it off Kahumoku to end the run. 21-6, Hawaii. UCLA has been blitzed.
It's going to take a miracle to make a comeback in this game.
Here's Lily again. Little roll shot. That draws a crowd. And the ball gets to the Terraplex. Kahumoku, 26 kills. And this crowd has fallen in love with Lily all over again. Kahumoku to serve. That's popped up. That'll be returned by Hawaii. Baka South out to Willoughby. Willoughby down the line. That's off the block. Willoughby now with 17 kills.
And she does not want to be forgotten, does she? She
No.
does not want to live in the shadow of Lily Kahumoku. She wants to be in the same limelight. She skies and rips down the line.
23-6 here in this fourth game. Fenrick pops it up. Jorgensborg hits, and McFarland goes cross court and hits it out. Both Jorgensborg and McFarland, the two setters in the game now for UCLA.
Well, usually McFarland comes out and a big hitter goes in for her. Andy Benikowski choosing to leave McFarland in the game.
Ringel, that's blocked. Right there was Lundquist and Willoughby. Hit by Fenrick. Duggan there for it. And finally it goes to Eckmeyer. She hammers it off the block for the point for UCLA, 24-7. Hawaii here in this fourth game. I mean, this crowd is just buzzing at the play of Lily Kahumoku. Lily Kahumoku brought her hammer, her nails, her crowbar, and then just dismantled UCLA here in this fourth game.
And it is Labor Day weekend, too, isn't it?
It is.
She's been laboring quite effectively, thank you.
Roman to Baka South. Willoughby. Oh, that knocks over Hartman. Zartman. She took it in the neck.
Willoughby goes up what they call an inside two set right there, and Zartman right there to dig it instead gets knocked over. I'll tell you, Willoughby just knocked over one of the best diggers in America right there.
The two Eckmeyers are in the game, facing each other. Fenrick. Willoughby gets it across. They said Eckmeyer, and Eckmeyer, the two Eckmeyers face each other there, and Angela able to get it past Melody.
There's Dad. There's Mom, Jeff and Jan.
25-8. Hawaii leading. Serving Eckmeyer of UCLA long. 26-8. Hawaii. So Zartman comes back into the game, replacing Eckmeyer. Serving is Baka South. Zartman. Right, that's blocked. Great diving dig by Billa Roman. Baka South. Kahumoku. That's lifted in the air by Jorgensborg. Hit by Fenrick. Finally, Fenrick gets it to go. And that's a point for UCLA. 26 for Hawaii. 9 for UCLA here in the fourth game. Hawaii closing in on this Hawaiian Airlines Volleyball Tournament Championship. What a match this has been. Serving is McFarland. Kahumoku now with 26 kills. McFarland into the net, I should say, and it's 27-9, Hawaii. So Hawaii can see more than the light at the end of the tunnel. Willoughby goes back to serve. Willoughby is thinking one thing, a rip, and she does. Ball is popped up by Fenrick. McFarland goes cross court. Murphy hits it, but there's Kahumoku. Baka South sets Kahumoku, double block, off the double block. Villa Roman is there. Baka South. Little touch by Eckmeyer. Rata taps around. There's Villa Roman. Guides the ball to Baka South. Step out. Eckmeyer. That's blocked. That was blocked by Murphy. And UCLA gets the double figures.
I like the way Margaret Baka South is giving Eckmeyer a chance to take a few swings. You know, she's been on the bench all night. The only player that hasn't gotten into the game. They showed she's now got an even dozen into tonight's game.
Serving is Fenrick. Kahumoku Baka South. Bogard hits it wide. 27-10. Hawaii leading. Crowd shows no mercy for UCLA. They want it to end right now. Fendrick. Kahumoku to Baka Sao. And Eckmeyer gets it down. That's a kill for Melody Eckmeyer. (28-11). Lundqvist comes into the front row, replacing Villa Roman, who is the libero. Serving will be Eckmeyer, Melody Eckmeyer of Hawaii. Slaps it across, dug up by Zarkman. McFarland goes outside. Ringel, that's blocked. Good save by Fendrick. Keeping it alive is McFarland. They joust at the net, and that's been able to go into the UCLA column on the play by Murphy. So big front wall again. Murphy and Ringel and Eckmeyer. 28 for Hawaii, 12 for UCLA. Willoughby, Baka Sao. Step out. Lundqvist. Lundqvist with the kill. For Lundqvist, that's her third kill. It is 29-12. This is match point. This is championship point in the Hawaiian Airlines Wahine Volleyball Tournament. Bogard serves. Dug up by Fendrick. Chased down by McFarland. Ringel. That's dug up by Villa Roman. Overpass. Hit by Murphy. Another overpass. And that time it was Eckmeyer and Ringel getting it down for UCLA. Not yet. 29-13. Hawaii. UCLA really up against the precipice here. Into the game comes Jorgensford.
Both sides showing a case with jitters there. Very poor ball control in that last rally. Hawaii in no danger, though, of winning this game.
Jorgensford serves. Villa Roman, Baka Sao. Willoughby. Willoughby is down. Gets it down. Boy, that was so quick. People didn't see it. They weren't sure on what side of the net the ball went down on. It went down on the UCLA side.
And Tom was named the tournament MVP. First-year Cardinal head coach John Dunning took home Stanford's 5th national title in the past 10 years.
Hello, Maria Barnes. Great night for volleyball. The second half of our doubleheader. Stanford and Nebraska coming up a little bit later. But first things first, let's get right to it. Florida and Hawaii, two teams with something to prove.
Well, they certainly do. You know, Hawaii was so dominant in the 1980s with 3 national titles. They're looking to reestablish themselves as a national power. In Florida, they've been to the national semifinals 3 times. This is their 3rd time. They have yet to win. They're looking to win the big one.
Florida is a great story. They lost 4 starters, 2 All-Americans, and yet they're still here. A balanced attack. They featured Jenny Wood on the outside.
She's really fabulous. She's a big lefty who plays on the right side. She's got a whippet of an arm swing, a wicked top spin serve. She's a fireball, and Florida needs her to fire bullets tonight if they're going to be Hawaii.
Hawaii only lost 1 match last season. Unfortunately, it was to Michigan State in the regional final. A great year this year, and they're led by the best middle player in the country, Angelica Ljungqvist.
She is a rock-solid, all-around performer. She ranks among the best Hawaii has ever had. She's big, she's strong, she's quick, she's athletic, and she is so keeping them in the middle both offensively and defensively.
All right, is there one key to winning, Maria Barnes? Can you boil it down to one factor?
I think the transition game is so important. Both of these teams are great on defense, so whoever wins the long rallies in this match is going to win the match.
All right, Florida and Hawaii will take one timeout when we come back. The starters in the first serve. The national championship right after this. Brought to you by Nike. Chris Marlowe, Maria Barnes back at the Convocation Center here in Cleveland, Ohio. Hawaii going up against Florida. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Lady Gators. On the right side, Jenny Wood, the lefty. Julie Stanhope starts in the middle, along with Alabama transfer Nina Foster. Ari Rodriguez is an outside hitter, along with Jenny Keene, and Nikki Shade is the setter. Mary Wise just named the AVCA Coach of the Year. Quite an accomplishment. Now, Hawaii. Chastity Norbriga on the right side. The great Angelica Ljungqvist will start in the middle. Nalani Yamashita is a great defensive specialist. Cecilia Goods will be in as a middle blocker in the front row. Therese Crawford, Jocelyn Robbins on the outside. They could be key outside hitters. And Robin Amo, one of the best setters in the nation. Dave Shoji, 22nd season, 4 national championships, 3 of them NCAA. He's one of the greatest coaches that college volleyball has ever had. Last time these two teams met, Maria, right down to the wire.
That's right. Hawaii just pulled it out. But, you know, you got to look at the fact that Florida is a young team, and for them to play that Hawaii that well at the start of the season says a lot for how they should compete in this match.
Florida has won the toss. The Lady Gators will serve first. Florida wearing white and Hawaii wearing black. Best 3 out of 5 games makes a match. Each game to 15. You must win by 2. You can only score when you serve, and you cannot touch the net at any time. Game 5 would be rally scoring. No cap. First ball hit out of bounds, and Florida leads it.
It was Ljungqvist that hit that ball.
Will they try to establish Ljungqvist early?
Hawaii needs to establish Ljungqvist early, and Florida's attitude towards Ljungqvist is, hey, she's proven that we're not going to stop her. We can slow her down a little bit and really concentrate on stopping Robbins and Crawford. We can beat Hawaii, and I agree with Mary Wise in that strategy. Ljungqvist is just so powerful.
Florida 2, Hawaii nothing. Game 1. On the outside, Crawford is dug. Florida goes and gets it. Back set. You'll see Jenny Wood getting a lot of sets into the middle, and the ball is tapped down.
Key to that play was the touch on the block by Florida. That's part of their game plan. They don't block a lot of balls straight down, but they deflect a lot of balls, and they play great D behind it.
Stanhope got the kill. It's 3-0 Florida. And back row attacker make it 4-0. So Hawaii off to a slow start, maybe showing a little bit of the jitters. And Florida continues to serve. 37-1 on the year as the ball poked over. Another chance for the Lady Gators. And a free ball. The setter for Hawaii is Amo. She sets quick, and the big pound. There is Angelica Ljungqvist, the senior from Vallentuna, Sweden. Her first kill, and Hawaii gets the side out. Ball is blocked. And a free ball. Rainbow Wahine on the attack. Ljungqvist, that was a little bit tight. Poked over, Shade sets left. And a big blast on the left side. Number 14, Jenny Keene, the sophomore from Lodi, California, getting the kill.
You know, when Keene's putting the ball to the floor, that Florida is playing well. She's only led them in kills once this year.
Game 1. Hawaii on the attack. Amo. Terrific dig in the backcourt by Shade. And I think that's going to be out of bounds. Traveling outside the antenna. How important is game 1? When Florida wins game 1, the Lady Gators are 33-0 this year. When Hawaii wins game 1, the Rainbow Wahine is 33-2. So game 1, a key in NCAA semifinal action. Ball over the top, and it's right on the line, says the linesman.
Good call.
This match being played on Sport Court is the volleyball surface of the 90s here at Cleveland State. And the ball whacked out of bounds, and Hawaii will have it. Florida 4, Hawaii nothing, and Florida going to make its first substitution. Coming in is Cecilia Goods, the 6'1 junior from Kihei, Maui. Excellent offensive player and a good blocker. Now, Ljungqvist. She's got a great jump serve, and she's got Florida in trouble. Hawaii looking for its first point. Goods coming around. Whammas it, and it's just out of bounds.
Goods is more in there for her blocking than her offensive ability.
Coach Shoji wants her to get 3 kills a game if possible. She's going around the horn. They set left. And the ball is blocked, but Florida is into the net.
Nikki Shade called into the net. She didn't get up blocking on the outside.
2 very good blocking setters in this match, and you're looking at one of them. Robin Amo, a first-team All-America, serves short. Shade back set, and a little confusion. Chance for a point right here. Amo sets quick. Goods, and good enough. As Cecilia Goods gets her first kill, and Hawaii gets a point.
I'm so early on impressed with Florida's defense. They are touching a lot of balls.
Amo continues to serve. 4-1 Florida. Another chance for a point. Amo, quick, good, again.
That play set up by a fabulous serve by Robin Amo. Good, short, float serve.
And Good's doing it. Just a little tip shot. 4-2 now as Hawaii scores 2 in a row, and Amo gives it up. And so the Florida Lady Gators, the number 2-seeded team in the country, but ranked number 1. And a substitution going out is Nina Foster. And coming in to serve is number 12, Claire Roach. Roach, a 5'11 junior from Clearwater, Florida. Pretty good back row player. And she serves an ace.
Wow. White says she's the heart of this team. She's had 5 knee surgeries in 2 years. 1 ACL surgery on each knee and 3 cleanup surgeries. She cleans up there.
Shank pass right over the net. Ball dug by Hawaii. It's 5-2 as Florida has gotten off to a very good start here. Ball set left side. Pretty good block on the right side. Nicely done by Chastity Nobriga.
Head call there, lift call on Jenny Wood. She doesn't like it.
So Hawaii will have it. Serving is Jocelyn Robbins, senior from Oahu. And the ball hit out of bounds, and Hawaii gets a point. Make it 5-3. As the Rainbow Wahine trying to catch up. Robbins again. Pretty good pass coming around the horn. Ball is blocked off the bat of Rodriguez. Set left. Oh, and Therese Crawford buries her first kill.
So dynamic. Great hop. Could have just buried this ball.
Had a chance to talk to Dave Shoji this week, and he was talking about the importance of Crawford and Robbins as the outside hitters. As Hawaii has a chance for another point here. Robbins gets it over to Crawford, who tips it over. 5-4 Florida. Amo, quick set, Goods. They joust to the net, and Goods wins another one. And Hawaii has tied it up 5-5 here in game 1.
Hawaii's made this comeback with really tough serving.
Robbins working deep. Shank pass could be another point. Crawford tries to crank it. It goes over to Goods as he gets another one to go. Cecilia Goods, she just came in a minute ago. She has 4 early kills. Hawaii, first lead, 6-5. Shade out of the back line, and Florida is confused. Amo sets high. Crawford, and Crawford hits it right into the antenna. Mary Wise's game plan was to go at Therese Crawford, try to serve her, try to block her, try to take her out of the match. She said, if Therese Crawford is jumping around, then we're in trouble. So they have to stop the dangerous Crawford. Here she goes again.
She carried them through their regional with her energy.
She is a dynamic player. There's a hitting error.
If you get her in trouble, she'll fold. And that's the game plan for Florida. Go after Robbins and Crawford.
6-6. Over the top. Nobriga is dug. Wood is dug. The ball barely came out of the hands as Sandhoff got a whack on it. Here comes Crawford, most valuable player in the mountain region. And the put away. Ari Rodriguez, the junior from Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico, gets her first kill.
The kill leader for Florida. Got a great arm swing.
7-6 Florida.
Short serve working for Florida.
A lot of mistakes by both teams, and Hawaii gets the rejection. Nobriga there with Goods.
Both teams are having a problem with that cross-court short serve in the congested area. Lucky for Hawaii on that play. They had a big block up.
Nalani Yamashita comes in, the senior from Maui, one of the great defensive specialists in the country. And she serves a winner. Don't count it as an ace, but it's a rebound whammer by Therese Crawford. Yamashita coming in had 21 aces, so that's her 22nd, and she gets another one. Yamashita.
This is what she did in their regional finals. She came in the end of game 3, served for 3 aces.
So Hawaii got off to a horrible start, trailing 4-0, but they have battled back and hold a 1-point lead. 8-7, the Hawaii fans, the greatest in the country. Their attendance this year, 183,000, set a new record. Nebraska was second with 49,000. So
it's got to be the only volleyball program in the country that helps support its football program. University of Hawaii, incredible place to play collegiate volleyball. Average over 8,000 a match at home.
Into the middle, the quick set. And off speed. Hawaii on the attack. Amo tries to shovel it over to Ljungqvist. And into the net was Almo.
The momentum's kind of gone back and forth several times already in this match. Oh, that's a big block. Oh, and another one.
Ljungqvist and Almo get the rejection.
Two great middle blockers going up against one another.
8-7 Hawaii here in game one. Florida led early, but Hawaii caught up. And Wood is stuck. And so Hawaii with Therese Crawford on the left and Angelica Ljungqvist providing a little thunder here.
The vertical jump of Therese Crawford. She and Ljungqvist together put up quite a wall.
9-7.
It's a good matchup for Hawaii.
Chance for another point. Florida having trouble putting the ball away now. Hawaii has a very good defense. Left side. Tries to shovel it over to Ljungqvist. And a free ball under the net. Florida makes the error. And Hawaii's going to get another point. 10-7 now. So Hawaii up by 3. Substitutions coming in. Jenny Mans comes in. She's a power-hitting specialist, replacing Jenny Keene. She's in there to blast. They need to put away. Talking about Florida.
Smart of Hawaii, they go right at her.
Mans, oh, and she is rejected by Almo.
Almo only 5'8", but she can block the ball.
Timeout call. Game one, Hawaii assuming command, leading 11-7. Semifinals, Hawaii by 4, and Hawaii doing it with blocking now, Maria. They're really getting over the net.
They have shut Florida down offensively. Florida hitting negative. Look at that. Hawaii 6 blocks, Florida 0. Big, big difference.
So Hawaii will serve it up. Chastity Nobriga, who replaced Jenny Wilton of a year ago. Hawaii with 5 starters back. Hawaii looking good now. Running on all cylinders. Almost sets left, and Crawford bingoes one. It's dug. Nice dig in the backcourt by Claire Roach. Florida bombs from the back line. And it's Ari Rodriguez.
She plays with a lot of poise. Look at her. She's well behind the 10-foot line. She just bangs it.
Coming in is Sandra Heboses. She's a 6-foot freshman, a tall defensive specialist from Orlando, Florida. Amo set Ljungqvist. Interesting, and when I talked to Mary Wise, the Florida coach this week, she said, nobody can stop Ljungqvist. We can't stop her. Nobody stopped her. We're not even going to try. We're going to try to stop everybody else.
But what she told me is that they have won several matches this year by letting the premier middle blocker for the other teams go and just shutting the rest of the players down.
Just let her rip away, huh?
Exactly.
Over the top goes Jenny Wood, the second kill for Wood. Wood is a senior from Springfield, Illinois. Wood also a very good digger. She's the leading defensive player with 376 digs on Florida. Both teams very good at floor defense. Pretty good dig right there. Quick set. Yes.
One of the things I've noticed is that both teams hold their position in defense very disciplined defensively.
Nina Foster getting the kill. She's a 6'2 junior from Mission Viejo, excuse me. Who's that? 11-8. Little tip shot, and that goes down. So Florida gets a couple in a row.
A lot of court sense here with this play. Did not give it away at all.
11-9. Wood using the spin serve. Almo tries the tip. Did it get the block? Let's see. They're going to say no.
I thought it did.
And Florida gets another point, and suddenly it's 11-10. And Dave Shoji has to call timeout. I mentioned Dave Shoji in his 22nd season. Of course, the motto this year for Hawaii was Cleveland or bust. Last year, a fabulous season. They won 31 straight, but losing to Michigan State, and that seemed to really energize the squad. You look at Dave Shoji on the all-time list. Only Don Shaw is better.
And look at that list. Russ Rose, Terry Pettit, Ben Akowski with the season he's had this year dropped down quite a bit. Terry Pettit, who has also done a fabulous job coaching this year.
Now, what about Mary Wise? Where is she? Well, Mary Wise, she's only been at Florida, well, let's say about 6.5. That's career at Florida. 202-20, 91% she's won. but not enough wins to qualify, at least at the moment.
Just voted the ABCA Coach of the Year for the second time in her career. She also received that award back in 1992. And if she wins this match, she'll be the first woman ever to coach in a national final in women's volleyball.
So a lot at stake for Mary Wise and the Florida Lady Gators. 11-10, Hawaii leading Florida. Florida led early 4-0. Hawaii caught up at 6-6. Hawaii took 11-7 lead, but Florida coming on now. And Ljungqvist, automatic. Ms. Automatic, she's got 3 kills and a couple of blocks early.
Very efficient footwork with that slide. So quick-footed.
Yamashita goes out. And back in is Cecilia Goods. Perfect pass, Shade. Ball dug. Nicely done by Crawford. They joust at the net. Shade sets left. And the ball whacked out of bounds by Jenny Mans. Hawaii point, 12-10 now.
Jenny Mans, very inexperienced, doesn't see a lot of playing time. She can bring the heat at times.
10 hitting errors so far for Florida. Oh, and Ljungqvist bombs the jumper. She had 55 aces coming in, one of the great servers in the country. And timeout is called. Hawaii 13, Florida 10. We'll be back. More of the national semifinals right after this. Game 1, we mentioned how important that was, and Ljungqvist does it again.
Really taking control.
14-10, so now Hawaii with its first game point. Jumper coming. Florida hangs on to it. Shade, quick set. Florida not getting much out of its middle. For the game, out of bounds. Just missed. As Jocelyn Robbins is wide.
See the frustration on Shoji's face.
And he knows his coaching days are tied to his outside hitters. They have to produce. And his chance for the national championship right there also. Amo will set high. Here comes Robbins. And Robbins whacks it on the line. Good shot.
A deep hit. Local player out of Hawaii, not heavily recruited. I'm sure many coaches are kicking themselves. She's really proven herself in Hawaii.
Amo, second game point. Left side ball is blocked, covered by Florida. Off the block. Crawford pumps it left. Robbins on the ground. She'll give it over. Shea dumps it, yes. Nikki Shea, she's a pretty good offensive player. 91 kills. She had 376, so we can expect more of that from her.
Crafty, too, did not give it away.
Florida will serve. Nina Foster. Pretty good pass there. Goods taps it. Out of the back line, Wood. And on the left side, another dink. Nice play by Robbins. Long rallies, Maria Barnes said, would decide it. Hawaii comes up with it. Amo back set. Nobriga. And this is a long rally. Let's see who takes it. Rodriguez off the arms of Goods out of bounds. So Florida gets an important point to move to 14-11.
Fabulous defense.
Foster serves it right out of bounds. And now Hawaii will have it once again. Hawaii with his third game point. Serving is Robbins. Throw left side, double contact.
Ooh, not how you want to lose a game.
Joan Powell, first referee. I think that was clear. And Dave Shoji's team pulls it out. Game 1. Going to the Hawaii Rainbow Wahine. And they did it on the strength of a big-time block. Hawaii leads it 1-0. We'll continue with our coverage for national semifinals on the Deuce right after this. Here's trailing. What do you think she said to her team in the timeout?
Coming into this match, she said, we need to match Hawaii block for block. They've completely been out-blocked. And she said, if we don't pass well, we're very mediocre, and they have not passed well, so they haven't been able to diversify their offense.
Unable to get the middle rolling. Here's Therese Crawford looking for another point, and Stanhope got the block.
And given that Weiss took Nikki Shade out, I don't think she's really all that happy with her setting, and given that mistake that we saw a little bit ago, I think Shade needs to up it a bit.
Into the middle to Ljungqvist, and she finally misses one, so Florida gets the point. I'm not so sure that was all Nikki Shade's problem there. She set the pipe. That player should have been ready. Maybe there was no communication. I don't know if she was saying, pipe, come and get it, but the hitter's got, someone's got to come get that set.
Well, she said it to her defensive specialist. That's the only reason I questioned it.
Okay.
I don't know. You tell me.
Okay, well, they got big defensive specialists on
That's
Florida
true.
that can hit. It's not that like they're little people. Here comes Ljungqvist, and a nice little step in. You know, Robin Amo, number 11 in black, really runs a complicated, tricky offense. Some of the nicest touch. Watch this.
It's beautiful, and she diversifies it so much you just don't know where she's going.
3 inside 2. On the left side, down the line goes Jenny Keene. So the red shirt last year gets a blast. She was a starter, came out, now back in. Boy, the Florida players are going in and out like a washing machine. As Sandra Hebosis comes in to serve, the Florida State High School Player of the Year. She was intrigued because she's never seen snow, so she's waiting for it to snow.
A lot of players on this court haven't seen snow.
9-3.
Florida.
2 warm weather teams. It's about 15 degrees outside with a wind chill of negative 10 degrees.
I guarantee you, Ljungqvist has seen it though.
9-4 now as Florida starting to creep just a bit. Serving is Hebosis. Pretty good pass there into the middle to Ljungqvist. And she bombs another one. Pass is so important. You know, when you ask coaches, what do you have to do to win? Pass. Pass, pass, pass. And that was a good one by Crawford. Now, Crawford will serve it.
Especially important for Hawaii when Ljungqvist is in the front row.
9-4 is our score. Hawaii led 6-1 and 9-2. Dave Shoji's team has given up a couple. Very calm on the bench, but he can go off like a volcano if the team isn't playing well.
He really reps, you're right.
Nice pinball defense. A great dig in the back by Jenny Wood. Here comes Robbins, and Robbins last cross court. How fast is the ball traveling, and how brave do you have to be to hang in?
I don't know if Wood's really brave here. I mean, she just digs in there and takes it. Firmly planted like you need to be when Ljungqvist goes up to swing.
Better dig in. Yamashita goes out. Goods back in. Jumper handled pretty easily. That set was off the net. And down the hatch. Jocelyn Robbins, she's kind of a hot and cold type of hitter. 243 on the year. She's had some big matches, but she has had some small matches too. And when she's on, she's good.
She is, but Amo uses her just enough, not too much, and helps her be successful.
Ljungqvist, her serve is too long. 10-4. Hawaii leading. Of course, the strategy for Hawaii is set the middles as much as possible to take the pressure off the outside hitters.
Which is smart because their outsides are not their strength. Their strength is in the middle, namely in the name of Ljungqvist.
You got it. Little tap shot, Cecilia Goods.
Although everything's going the way of Goods in this match so far.
6 kills for Goods. And now Hawaii, Robin Amo to serve. Tied the school record in assists this year, held by Sherry Boyer when she had 83 in a match. Into the middle, and once again, unable to get the quick set going as the block made by Jocelyn Robbins.
You know you're in trouble when your 6'2" middle is being blocked by the other team's 5'8" outside hitter.
And the jam. Good play there by Nikki Shade over Robbins. So give Nikki Shade a kill. 11-4, game 2. It looks like Hawaii has scouted Florida very effectively in terms of where the Lady Gators are hitting.
Whoa!
Hot, baby. Jocelyn Robbins again.
Wow, she gets up here.
That's the 3 to the inside, too, and another great set by Amo.
She and Crawford have great vertical jumps.
11-4, set left side. And hot across court was Ari Rodriguez. She's hitting 50 points higher than she hit last year, up to 294.
She was really hot last time Florida played Hawaii. She had 22 kills.
Serving is Shade. Hawaii up by 7. That's a bad set.
Yeah.
And did they call double contact? Or?
Yes, they did.
I think they just called it a crummy play. Gave it to Florida.
Real VP.
11-5. Hawaii still ahead. Right side, Nobriga pounds it down the line.
Florida's block is not getting there.
First kill for her. Yamashita coming back in.
Yeah, they don't use Nebrija very much.
215 digs on the year. We mentioned 21 aces, so she's got 2 in this one, so 23 aces on the year. And Hawaii stuffs another one. And Therese Crawford starting to jump. No, they're going to give the ball to Florida. Must have been a net. Must have been a net.
Couldn't see here.
Micro net. Crawford was jumping, though. We saw the jump, 11-5. There's a
Still
play.
felt good.
Ljungqvist squeegees one through. 9 kills, 3 blocks, 2 digs.
Played on the Swedish national team for 2 years. A lot of international experience.
The National Player of the Year. That list just came out. And a well-deserved honor. Good dig by Hawaii over to Crawford. Ball is blocked. Amo was there. Crawford whacks it and gets it. Therese Crawford. She has been playing great throughout the postseason, and she has got it humming in this one.
She's just doing a nice job of going deep.
12-5 now. Give credit on spiker coverage to Robin Amo. Jenny Keene goes out. Jenny Mans comes in. A lot of Jennies on this team, Maria. Did you research that? Jenny Wood with the
5
spike.
of them.
5 Jennies.
5 Jennies.
Set left. Dink. All over it is Hawaii. Set left. Here comes Crawford. 12-5. Hawaii up in control. Hawaii touching everything, digging everything. Amo, quick set. Ljungqvist. Couldn't get there. Wood. Dink. Got it.
Jenny Wood, normally a hammer, comes up with the finesse play here.
Okay, Hawaii almost got that up.
Almost.
It's game 2. Hawaii won the first. Florida struggling all the way. Hawaii making him look bad. As that pass is over the net, a jam down. Florida gets a point.
No team's ever lost the first 2 games in the semifinal and come back and won it.
Well, we gave you the game 1 stat that Florida, when it wins game 1, is 33-0. Hawaii 33-2. So according to the stats, Hawaii should go on to win this match, and right now they're in control, up by 6. Crawford serving. They're working Wood short. Shade and another communication problem. That ball not set fast enough. They jam at the net. Here comes Robin. She's been hot. She cranks it cross court. It's dug up. Mans. And Mans into the antenna. That is a very difficult spot for Mans. They want to bring her along slowly, but they've had to use her more than anticipated.
But only a freshman. Not a lot of high-level club experience, but a lot of natural talent.
Mary Wise down to 1 timeout as she's talking to her setter. Once again, Nikki Shade, so that means Jennifer Sanchez is in. Sanchez sets the quick, and I think that's where Mary Wise wants to get something going. Set the middles.
She's got to have a pass, though. Shade hasn't exactly been given a lot of perfect passes like that one.
Passing's been awful.
Yes.
Wood serving, 13-6. 3 players on Ljungqvist. Amo goes and gets it out of the back line. Crawford taps it. Once again, setting the middle. You set her again? No. Set left.
Pretty set. She's got nice hands.
Was there a touch? They're begging for a touch, and they get it. Give the kill to Mans. Ljungqvist said she touched it. And now Jenny Wood, the co-captain, had 8 aces in a match last year with a spin serve. So far, Hawaii doing a pretty good job with it. Ljungqvist over the top. She'd be a great candidate for the USA national team, Maria, if...
One problem.
she's not an American.
Yeah, she also wants to play beach volleyball.
13-7 Hawaii, leading Florida. And a little tap shot. Everybody forgot Jennifer Sanchez, the freshman from San Antonio, was in the front line. You're allowed to do that. And now Mans will serve. She's for Florida, Orange Park. Great pass by Crawford. She's really feeling it. That ball hit out of bounds by Good. 13-7. 2 timeouts left for Dave Shoji.
He was really relaxed.
So far, so good. As that ball spun out of bounds. After the shaky start, Hawaii has been very, very impressive. Blocking, digging, setting, running the offense. Amo serving. Long dink. Could be a point for Hawaii. Can they transition? Nobriga. Wood. Nice dig, Amo. Robbins. Hawaii'd like to get that perfect pass and run the quick if they could. Oh, what a great dig. Ljungqvist and Robbins hit it straight down, but she touched the net. Florida gets the side out, saving a point. Score remains 13-8. UH.
Another long rally won by Florida.
Long rallies have not proved to be the difference so far because Hawaii's been able to terminate. Good. There's a nice play right there, the double quick. What does a double quick do to you as a blocker?
Confuses you.
Okay.
I don't know where to go. And, you know, I saw Hawaii do that a lot throughout the regionals very effectively.
First, it takes the perfect pass. You have to have it up there for it to be effective. Left side, Hawaii got a tip on it. Amo sets left. Here comes Crawford. Ba-boom, it's dug. Nice dig by Foster. And a free ball coming. Ideal situation for the double quick. Set left. Here comes Crawford inside, and she puts it away. Therese Crawford.
Hitting very smart. Hitting around the block. Nice and deep. Rather than a timeout, Mary Weiss decides to put her starting setter back in.
Nikki Shade back in. Sanchez goes out. 14-8 Hawaii. First game point. Serving is Robbins. Doug. Ljungqvist. Over the top. Good. Yes.
So smart.
A terrific dig in the backcourt. And Hawaii going right over the top and winning game two 15-8. 15-11, 15-8. Hawaii in control. We're going to come back. We'll have a short break. We'll come back. Thumping Florida in game two. Chris Marlowe, Maria Barnes back at the Convocation Center. Hawaii wins one more game, and this is over. If you look at the match stats through two, certainly the blocks and the kills jump out, don't they, Maria?
Blocks, kills, and aces. Three things Florida came in saying they needed to control, and they have controlled none of them. It's not over yet, but no team has ever gone down 0-2 and come back and win a national semifinal match. So it doesn't look good for Florida.
All right, Hawaii trying to advance, and don't forget that coming up a little later on this same channel, Nebraska taking on Stanford. That should be a great match. But first, we have to settle match number one. Can Hawaii go three straight? Of course, you want to save your energy. Mary Wise has to get something going. The general consensus of all the people here in the arena and us is the passing is bad and the setting has been a little erratic for Florida.
And I don't think the matchups really were good for Florida in the first two games. They were ineffective offensively as well, and it looks as if Mary Wise has flipped-flopped her rotation. Looking for different matchups. Hawaii, very predictable, always starts with Ljungqvist left front. They haven't varied from that for 2 whole years.
I don't blame them. That's where she started.
I don't blame them either, but it'll be interesting to see if this is a better matchup.
Yamashita pops it up. Therese Crawford. Crawford, Ljungqvist, Nobriga. Jocelyn Robbins. Hawaii and Florida. Game 3, 0-0. Down the line, the big hit. Ari Rodriguez gets the kill. Rodriguez now with 8 kills.
That's a good matchup for her.
Hawaii's been able to pass effectively. Robbins right on the money. Amo jams it over. Chance for a Florida point. Rodriguez. And she gets it off the block out of bounds. 1-0 Florida.
Rodriguez had the hot hand last time these two teams met. Florida needs her to come alive as she has in the beginning of this third game. Oh, man.
Ljungqvist.
Kaboom. How about that set by Amo?
Very nice.
One-handed.
Hey, it was so fast you didn't even see it go by. It was thunder. Therese Crawford serving. Crawford 10 kills so far. And the ball spiked out of bounds. Florida just not playing with the confidence they seem to have in the Central Regional.
Rodriguez was looking to tool the block there. She forgot her block was only 5'8", and barely over the net that time.
Florida had such a great come-from-behind win over Michigan State, a semifinalist last year. And Florida into the net. So Hawaii Hawaii gets its first lead of game 3. And Crawford serving. Shade back set. And a good slide play run that time. Jenny Jones, a sophomore from Birmingham, Alabama.
Nice connection here. Beautiful set by Shade.
Pretty good pass. Lundqvist and Hawaii with a little campfire defense. Everybody standing around watching that one come back. 2-2.
He would give the stare down to Lundqvist through the net.
They better be careful.
Yeah.
Amo, one hand back set. Lundqvist dug up. It goes over to Robbins, and she taps it straight down. The outside hitting has been good for Hawaii so far. Crawford with 10 kills. Robbins with 7. Cecilia Good back in. Good has 8 kills. So it's been very, very balanced for the University of Hawaii. Lundqvist. And, oh, my God. Florida is out of rotation, so it cost them a point. Wow. And we're going to have a substitution. Foster is going to come out, and coming in to replace her is Claire Roach. So things starting to fall apart for Mary Wise's Florida Lady Gators. Hawaii leading 3-2. Ball hit out of bounds. You get the feeling Florida is waiting for something to happen or waiting for Hawaii to play dead, but they really need to make a play on their own, don't you think? Block a ball, hit a ball,
Got to
do
beat
something.
Hawaii. Hawaii's not going to, they're not going to beat themselves. They've been waiting for this far too long. Their whole team came back. They're so hungry.
4-2 Hawaii. Nice pass, Robbins. Amo, back set. Goods again. You know, Goods has been excellent, if I can say that.
Absolutely, and Florida isn't ready for it. They're not expecting it. They're not getting a big block up against her.
And once again, credit to Robin Amo, running a very nice attack at the moment. Lundqvist.
Very diversified.
Now, she throws the ball up once. You can do that, but the next one you got to whack, or it's called deception in volleyball. Pretty strong serve there. It's 5-2 Hawaii. Back set. And Hawaii with a dig. Stands to the point. They're looking for Robbins. And Robbins into the net. So Florida gets the ball.
Looking at Julie Stanhope, normally a big blocker. Leads their team 1.3 blocks a game.
Pretty good dig there. Chance for Florida point. Wood. And she is tentative, dinking it right to Lundqvist. Robbins, and someone touched the net. It was Wood. So Florida not in sync as Hawaii will get the ball back. Hawaii in black. And Florida in white if you just joined us. Winner moves on, loser flies home. Two warm weather schools battling it out here in chilly Cleveland. And through the hands of Goods, Jenny Keene getting a break because that could have been a stuff block right there.
She's in there for her defense.
Nina Foster is back in the front line, 5-2 Hawaii. So spinner coming up, and it's a perfect pass. Amo, back set, good. No, she's getting confidence now. Coach Dave Shoji just said, I want her to be aggressive. We need kills from Goods, and she is delivering.
And she has been, but you got to give a lot of the credit to Amo because she's just moving it around for her.
Saying the setter makes the hitter.
Absolutely, especially for Hawaii. And not only, I mean, Amo just does a great job of getting a one-on-one matchup for her hitters.
Not that time as Goods is blocked and it goes out of bounds. So Florida will get the ball back. Mary Wise, I called her last night at 10:30. She was still poring over the video of Hawaii playing Texas in the regional. Thought she had a good game plan going in, but her team has not been able to execute. Into the middle, ball tipped, and sucked out of bounds. Lundqvist was there, but Crawford reaching back, and Florida gets a point.
Starting to get this into Hawaii. Florida's picking up a little momentum right now. See if they can sustain it.
Nobriga, Doug, Shade, into the middle. Goods again. Goods stuffing it.
Nina Foster was so dominant at Alabama, but we haven't seen that in her in this match at all. Roofed there. Took her a while to adjust to Florida system.
Here comes the great one. Nalani Yamashita with Hawaii up by 2.
First team all-WAC Pacific Division. It's got to be the first time that award's been given to a defensive specialist.
You know, very few coaches recruit defensive specialists, but Dave Soji, he has a pile of them. He always gets some very, very good back row players, and they are key. Shank pass there. It's 5-3. Why a little tentative there? And Amo can't bring it up. 5-4 now.
Wise has a smile on her face. As does Rodriguez.
Hawaii by 1 now. Looking for the pass. Amo sets left. Crawford. Oh, and she rams it. Maurice Crawford now 11 kills.
Kaboom.
Hey, the middle blocker went straight with the middle hitter. And so Amo has one-on-one now with the outside hitters. Left side off speed. And what is Florida doing? Point Hawaii.
You're down 2-0. Just hit the ball. Way too tentative.
Rodriguez serving short. Set left again. And Rodriguez pummels it. It's dug up. Right back over the net. They'll set Rodriguez again. And she is stopped. Ljungqvist. She gets over the net.
Rodriguez has got to try to hit over a Mo. I don't know what she's thinking trying to hit through Angelica Ljungqvist because she puts up a wall.
Game 3. The wall is working for the Rainbow Wahine. And here in Cleveland, Ohio, 2-0, and they're doing with blocking, Maria, way over.
Look at that. Armpits up to the net. Ljungqvist.
10-3, Hawaii.
She's so solid all around, though. So often a big middle like she is,
yeah.
6'3", can only block and hit, but she can dig a ball, serve a ball. What a player.
Little tip shot went down, and now Nina Foster will serve. Foster had a great year, hitting .387, originally from Mission Viejo, California. 7-4 Hawaii on the slide. Ljungqvist. And she puts it away. Let's get her numbers. 13 kills, 4 blocks, 3 aces,
Their height.
numerous digs.
Their height and long legs. She's able to run that play really wide quickly. Florida was not able to get out there.
Mary Wise talking to Sue Lemaire and asking maybe how many timeouts.
Don't know what that was all about.
Nope. Maybe just trying to slow down the momentum. That's the play to make.
Yeah.
Yamashita popped it up, but nobody's there. Number 9 doing it for Hawaii, the National Player of the Year, just named yesterday.
She does it in the classroom, too. She's the first player ever at Hawaii to be named a DTE Cosita academic selection.
There's a shank pass there by Crawford. And Florida's
got to go back at Crawford here.
Part of the Florida game plan was to try to serve Therese Crawford. Put a lot of pressure on her. Yamashita steps in. Good play there. And Robbins puts it away.
Got to get back at Crawford there. You don't want to serve the Yamashita.
Good play by Yamashita to step in. You know, she's got to get in there and cover her if she's not passing well. As Goods comes back in. Ljungqvist set to jump it up. 7-5. Hawaii up. And just out of bounds. So Ljungqvist, who was very effective early, some of the steam starting to come off her jumper, which you should expect as the match wears on. Pretty good pass there. Amo sets left. Here comes Robbins. Was that an intentional set? She set it inside, and Robbins really...
Yeah, that looked like they called that play. Robbins came inside. 10th kill for her.
Now, Robin Amo will serve. Senior from Honolulu. Hawaii with 5 seniors on the roster, so if there was ever going to be a year for the Rainbow Wahine, they've got to make it happen this year.
Team looks exactly like it did last year.
But more poised and more seasoned, perhaps.
And more hungry.
8.
Most importantly.
Yeah, 8-5 Hawaii now. Game 3. Over the top, and Omal can't handle it as Florida gets the kill. Substitution coming back into the front line. Nina Foster and Julie Stanhope will serve. Remember, Stanhope in 1993 replaced Aijan Gokbak and then tore her hamstring in a semifinal match. That ball served just out of bounds.
Florida's had so many injuries over the years. 2 years ago, lost 3 middle blockers, all the ACL injuries.
And one of the keys to Florida's great season this year is the fact that they have been relatively injury-free. Serving is Jocelyn Robbins. Hawaii up by 3. Coming around the horn. Nice dig. Nobriga. Hey, she's got some nice hands. And Crawford whales it. Therese Crawford.
And Hawaii doesn't lose much when Nobriga steps in and sets. She can get that ball outside.
9-5 Hawaii. Shade sets quick. Oh, what a dig, Amo. Point blank range. One of the great defenders. She gets low. She's in position. Here comes Wood. Amo will set for a point. High left. Crawford. And Crawford is rejected.
Crawford had the right idea to go with a short shot over the block. Is not high enough to get over. So boom, look at Amo here.
That's where you want to be on defense. Low. Get that tushy down, huh?
So Yamashita's so good. She's only 5'4".
9-5 Hawaii.
She is low.
Nobriga punches it through the block. Chastity Nobriga, steady all-around player from Pearl City, one of the seniors on this Hawaii squad. And now Cecilia Goods will serve. Interesting, she's going to stay in. It's been a long game 3, so Dave showed you might be running out of substitutions, trying to sneak Goods through the back line.
Saving her for the end.
Over the top. Hey, dig by Goods. Nobriga takes a whack at it. Shade sets quick, and the put away. Good set by Nikki Shade. Nina Foster getting the kill. Foster now with 10 put-aways.
Good place to go for Foster. Amo was completely out of defensive position. That whole back corner was wide open.
Serving deep. Robbins shanks it, and wow, that's a bad play. Shank out of bounds. Point, Florida. And Dave Shoji going to bring in Heidi Illustre, freshman from Carson, California, went to Bishop Montgomery High School. So she's in to slow down the momentum. 9-6 as Florida has a little momentum, not a lot. There's a beautiful dig by Stanhope. Left side, and Ljungqvist just will not let it happen. Once again, Maria, you talked about it. Why hit at her?
Florida haven't learned their lesson yet. They're still trying to go through the wall. Look at this. Can't go cross court through Ljungqvist. Just doesn't work.
Illustre with the serve. Hawaii chance for a point here. Amo, slam dink. Ah, yes, for Amo. 10-6 Hawaii.
Doesn't do it much, but effective when she does.
Continuing to serve is Illustre. That's trouble. Dink. Nicely done.
Nice finesse by Foster. Not expecting it. Right in the hole, right in the donut.
Someone's got to cover that. 10-6. Ljungqvist, yes, again. 14 kills. If you're wondering about Ljungqvist, her all-time high, 27 kills, came this year against BYU. I don't think she'll get that in this one, as it appears Hawaii's in control in a 3-game match, but you never know. There's a little slap shot.
Smart, keep going there. It's gone down 3 times in a row. Hawaii plays a true perimeter defense.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say on the first con, you've got to be up near that 10-foot line, be ready to play defense on the quick set. Ljungqvist is blocked, and the lift call. Ljungqvist said she socked it up with her fist, and she's telling the first referee, Joan Powell, hey, it was my fist. But a lift is called, 10-7. Good pass by Crawford. Set left, here comes Robbins. She's one-on-one. What a set. The announcers and the entire Hawaii team was over on Ljungqvist. And she said, Robbins, great set by Amo.
Mary Wise can do nothing but appreciate it.
Ljungqvist jump serve. 10-7, down the line. Ljungqvist knuckles it up. The play invented by the Japanese, but no. The Lady Gators block back.
Big wall there by Stanhope.
If you just joined us, Hawaii winning game 1, 15-11, pretty competitive. Easily winning game 2. This is game 3, the NCAA semifinal. The winner moves on to play either Stanford or Nebraska for the national championship. And Hawaii going to substitute Chastity Nobriga back in. It's a pretty good substitution by Dave Shoji to bring in a loose tray right at the right time. Hawaii was faltering a bit. It did break the momentum. Set high left. And see ya, says see ya. 11-7.
Florida still trying to pound the ball through their big middles. Or Mary Wise, I would say, with the line only.
Good 10 kills, 4 blocks. Coming in is the power hitter, Jenny Manns. Hit 305 this year. Let's see if they set her right off the bat. That's trouble. Right back over. Amo pumps it left. Robbins. Well, you could have got that one, Maria. That was high. Even if you're advanced state. Nobriga gets it. Yeah, Nobriga, she does not bring the heat, but she has got some finesse. She sees the block, and Mary Wise' team in deep trouble right now, trailing 2 games to none and down 12-7.
Not been a well-played match so far for Florida.
Hawaii in command. The fans are up. The Rainbow Wahine just 3 points away. And don't forget the Jimmy V Classic coming tomorrow. California goes up against Penn State. That'll be a good game. A lot of guard play. And then UMass after that. Edgar Padilla and Carmelo Travieso against North Carolina. So join us for that, the Jimmy V Classic tomorrow. Right here on ESPN. Robin Amo will serve it. Chris Marlowe, Maria Barnes. It's been all Hawaii. As Jenny Wood, one of her better spikes tonight. She has been very quiet. We featured her. She only has 4 kills. And that's unusual. She had 488 on the year, hit 303, a career high of 30. So Hawaii has done a great job against her. 12-7.
They haven't gotten her the ball much.
And Amo's dig is going out of bounds. Key for Hawaii right now, not to get tentative, to put the hammer on and win this going away. 15-8, but Florida not the kind of team that gives up, as it is 12-8. And indecision there as the ball dropping between Hawaii's 2 passers.
That's a good close serve. He took a dive. He was dancing.
So a timeout called. Hawaii 12 and Florida 9. Hawaii could be a little bit nervous right now.
We could have a match if Florida can pull this game out. Looking at Florida, they have not played well. They have not given Hawaii a match at all. They need to serve tougher and block better.
Dave Shoji, as we mentioned, one of the great coaches in the country. Last year's team undefeated going into the regional final. This year, a couple of losses. He talked earlier about how the losses may have helped his team be a little bit tougher.
I definitely think the losses helped our team. I mean, we just didn't have any idea where we were going to be challenged last year. Went through the whole season undefeated, and this time we had 2 losses. And we really looked to those losses to find out where we could improve. And, you know, mentally it really helped us lose and have to fight the next time out and that kind of thing. So I definitely think 2 losses this year makes us a better team.
You learn when you lose. Last year, Hawaii, so flawless throughout the season, came up against a good team and lost in the regional finals, and I think those losses have been good.
Dave Shoji calling the quick timeout. 12-9. As Hawaii's led all the way. Hawaii up at 1 point, 12-7, so a couple of points for Florida. Perfect pass. Amo into the middle. The trick. Oh, there it goes. Jocelyn Robbins.
2 detours.
A very nicely conceived play. The 3 fake to the inside 2 and a blast. So now Robbins will serve. Stanhope goes out for Florida. In comes Hebosis to slow it down a little bit. See if they serve Hebosis if they can get her the ball.
Yep.
Pretty good pass. Shade back set. Wood dug up. Point 13 could be coming. Therese Crawford. Oh, she got a piece of the tape, but that is in there, and now it is 13-9.
Knock it through.
Mary Wise wheeling and dealing. She's got a lot of players over there. Another sub coming in. Jenny Keene coming back. And no timeouts remaining for
Mary Wise, which is why you see her subbing.
13-9. Hawaii's going to get a down ball. They dig it. Ljungqvist dug it. Set to Crawford. And she touched the net. Crawford on the spike. The set was a little bit tight. And Florida will have it. Hawaii by 4. Game 3. Almost. Wow, that was an awful set. She looked up at the referee like the ref was going to call it.
Maybe should have.
There's a good set. Crawford. Off speed, a little bit tentative. Out of the back line. Wood cranks it. Oh, beautiful dig in the backcourt. Almost. Crawford. And she dinks it off the block, out of bounds. Therese Crawford.
Tight set, well handled by Crawford. Pushed it through, waited to feel the touch, and swiped.
And good news for Hawaii fans. Nalani Yamashita coming in. So a great rotation now for Hawaii. Leading 13-9. Their defensive specialist is in. Shade back sets. Ball was blocked for a moment. They joust at the net. Ljungqvist is on the losing end. The setter's pretty good at that play, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, Nikki said she times it well. She waits to push last. That's what happens here.
Florida trailing by 4. Into the middle, Ljungqvist. Powders it, 15 kills for Angelica.
Unstoppable.
And Dave Shoji telling his team where to go, just 2 points away. Shea dinks. Yamashita is there. Crawford bangs it hard, and it's going to be a point for Hawaii.
Wow. Lightning quick, Yamashita. The ball's gone down every time Florida has hit it there, except this one.
A key dig by the defensive specialist. Pops it up. It is match point for Hawaii to advance into the championship final. Ball is blocked. Florida trying to hang on here. Rodriguez rejected, and Hawaii is going into championship match. Dave Shoji back in the finals again, Maria Barnes.
What a smile he had on his face.
And
relief.
I would say a big relief for him and for his team getting over that big semifinal hurdle. That's the tough one to win, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, because I think when you're so dominant like Hawaii was in the 1980s, you start to question your program. So this is really big for Hawaii and its program.
Great season for Florida. 37-match win streak is broken. Florida finishes 37-2. No one thought the Lady Gators would get there, but they did. But Hawaii just too much as the Rainbow Wahine advancing into the NCAA championship match against either Stanford or Nebraska. One key to the match, was it blocking?
Absolutely. Mainly in the form of Angelica Ljungqvist. Florida did not learn their lesson. They continued to try to hit through her.
Therese Crawford feeling good. Her squad is on the way. For the scorebook, 15-11, 15-8, and 15-9 as Hawaii advances. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up for you right after this. Yes. The NCAA championship match, the University of Hawaii doing it with a very, very strong block. Maria Barnes, what were the other keys besides the blocking, do you think?
They served well. They served, you could tell that they followed their serving assignments. Either a new player went into the game.
Make some kind of save, and then Lima made the next one, as you said.
Jump float now by Sutter. That's dug up by Geddes. Kirkova. That's dug up by Willoughby. Carey. Kahumoko behind the 3-meter line. She hits it into the antenna. Does not hit as well. Shot out for Utah. Bradley Drake comes into the game. Turner comes into the front row. Drake will serve. Bradley Drake gets it across. Not a good pass that time at all by Villa-Roman. That's a point for Utah. Now they trail by only 1.
Utah, they're the kind of a team, as you said, as you saw last night, Jim. They can play great one game and off one next, lose one, and come right back the next.
Carey. Kahumoko. Kahumoko, that's blocked by Turner. That is getting too predictable.
Good word. Perfect word for it. Too predictable. I think Jen Carey's got to consider going to the middle a little bit more. You see Kim Turner just shuffle out there, lines up on Lily Kahumoko, and stuffs her. Good block.
We are tied at 5. Sutter pops it up. Saved by Carey. Back to the middle. Getting the ball across Villa-Roman. Now it's advantage Utah. And the advantage is taken by Urbanova. And Utah now leads 6-5. They have come back from 3-0. They have come back to now take a 9-3, 555-10. Or you can go online. Big Island Candy. 6-5. Utah leading. Another service error. This one from Bradley Drake. So Lima will go back to serve. Willoughby will rotate into that front row. Tukuafu will go out. And serving will be Lima. Lima. That's dug up. Little touch by Turner. Good rolling dig that time by Villa-Roman. Kahumoku. That ball is dug up by Geddes. Ball is hit by Urbanova. And hitting the ball into the net is Sakova.
Oh, and I think Hawaii was ready for her that time. Lindy Kahumoku had slid over to help out in the middle and was ready to block that ball.
We are tied at 6. Lima continues to serve. Geddes, Turkova, Urbanova with the push. There's Villa-Roman. Carey goes outside. Kahumoku off the block and in. A point.
Good steady play by the Bows down. Lily keeping that ball in play. You know, Jim, Hawaii has 5 hitting errors in this game already. They had 5 of all last game. So I'm sure Dave showed you called timeout to tell the hitters to keep the ball in play.
Turkova to Turner. That's dug up by Sutter. Little touch by Kahumoku. And no contest. Turner just tapped it to the floor.
Kim Turner's big. She's 6'2". Lily's going to chase this inside. Turner just taps it down. Solid block.
6 serving 7. Turkova serving. Lima bumps it to Carey. Kahumoku again off the block. Willoughby with the save. Sutter to Villa-Roman. Advantage now. Touch by Turner. Blocked by Willoughby. Rally continues. Ball pushed into the backcourt, but Sutter is there. Carey guides it to Kahumoku behind the 3-meter line. That's dug up by Urbanova. Ball is hit by Turner. Villa-Roman is there. They joust at the net. That's saved by Turner. They go outside. And Urbanova hits it off the block for the point. And they win the long rally, and we are tied at 7.
So Urbanova loves going down that line. She's been very effective when Hawaii brings that block inside. She loves line.
Turkova serving. Carey again to Kahumoku. That's blocked. Saved by Villa-Roman. Carey again. Kahumoku. Roll shot. And Geddes is late with the pancake. Side out Hawaii. Charlie Wade up off the bench. He has been very active throughout these first 2 games. Duggan comes into the front row replacing Villa-Roman.
And Charlie's one who watches all those tapes till late night hours, scouting the other team. So he's scouting as he's going along during this match as well.
Urbanova. Carey is there. Here's Willoughby. Setting. Kahumoku roll shot. Turkova is there again. Little dump by Urbanova. Side out Utah. We are still tied at 7.
This time the ball goes up to Urbanova, and she sees that Kahumoku had fallen down, and so she just sort of sidestepped it over the net.
Urbanova serving. Lima, Carey, Kahumoku. Yes. Well, she went right over that block by Turner and Geddes. Evan Lee comes into the game. She will rotate into that back row, and Evan Lee will serve. Kahumoku goes out. Sutter, Duggan, and Willoughby in the front row now for Hawaii. Tied at 7, game 2.
Well-deserved rest for Kahumoku, Jim. She had a lot of balls that last rotation.
Ball is hit by Snow Richards. That went off the block and outside out for Utah. Still tied at 7. Barton will come in. Here's Snow Richards.
She's just so effective on that side. That time Sutter had her hands turned to the outside just a tad, and the ball went out.
Barton serves. Sutter, Carey, Willoughby. Oh, Willoughby. 13 kills now for Willoughby.
Does she have the hot hand or what? She averages like, I think, 4 kills a game, something like that. She's averaging right now 6.5.
Willoughby serving. Snow Richards blocked. One-handed save by Duggan. Snow Richard again. Elbow save by Lee. Chased down by Willoughby. That'll be returned. Lee gets it across. Advantage now, Utah. Turkova. Down the middle comes Snow Richards off the block. Saved by Lee. Carey goes outside. Cut it near the net. Two-handed. Snow Richards again. Willoughby is there. Carey outside. Shot it. That ball is dug up by Urbanova. Turkova. Geddes. Willoughby. Still going. Sutter hits the antenna. Long rally. Side out. Utah. Crowd comes in with the applause. This is not a hostile crowd. This is a knowledgeable, appreciative crowd. Serving is Snow Richards. Suddeth to carry. Here's Suddeth. And she rips that ball off Urbanova. Side out Hawaii. Chris, we're still tied at 7.
This is some kind of... I'm exhausted just watching him play. There's just so many digs and dives and saves and wonderful blocks at the net. Substitutions and strategies by both coaches who feel like they're milking every ounce of talent they can out of their players.
Villa-Roman serving. Ball is hit by Geddes. Saved by Suddeth. Chased down by Carey. Outside Suddeth again. That's off the block. Geddes with the save. Hammered down by Lima. And that is in. And that's a point for Hawaii. They lead 8-7 here in the second game. Hawaii leads in this match 1-0. They were able to win the first game after a big struggle, 15-12. Perkova outside through Stilson. Stilson with the save, hit by Geddes off the block, but there is Suddeth. Carey chases it down. Suddeth kind of palms it over. Geddes to Turkova. Here is Urbanova, saved by Lee, pushed across by Carey. Barton with the save, goes to Suddeth. That dangles on the net for a while. Little push by Geddes, hit the antenna. Point for Hawaii. They lead 9-7. And Beth Lanier comes off the bench for Utah and calls the timeout. Oh, what volleyball. High drama. High importance. Hawaii by player from each team in tonight's match. Verizon Hawaii bringing you super fast access to the internet.
And the story of tonight, in case somebody just dropped in, Kim Willoughby doubling her productive output for the year. She usually has 3 kills a game. She's averaging 6 right now, folks.
Villa-Roman serving. Turkova goes cross-court Geddes, and that's hit off Carey. Side out for Utah. So the timeout works. Utah gets the side out. Steals back the momentum, hopefully. And Geddes will serve. Lee to Carey. Step out Lima. Lima guides it across the court, but it escapes. And that's a point for Utah. Play was there. The execution was not. 8 serving 9. Geddes looking to tie it up. Villa-Roman Carey with the dink.
Oh, big play by Carey.
Turnabout is fair play.
It certainly is. Remember how offensive she was last night. 7 kills. Watch her go up the ball pass close to the net. She's just going to dump it straight down. She got 7 kills and 7 tries last night to go along with 7 blocks. 7 was her number last night. Tonight, she's got 3 kills, halfway there.
Suddeth jump float. Ball dug up by Barton. Perkova step out, and hitting the ball down is Stilson. Stilson getting the ball by Suddeth. Side out for Utah. Adrian Droit comes in. Serves it. Villa-Roman chased down by Carey. Kahumoko with the hit. That's blocked, but Suddeth is there. Carey near the net. Off Lima. That's saved by Turkova. Saved in the corner by Droit. Carey sets Kahumoko off the block. Side out Hawaii.
Nice little transition play by the Bows. Didn't fool Utah that much, but Lily had a nice look at a cutback shot. Lily with 8 kills so far. Right on her average.
Lima serves 9 serving 8. Perkova, that ball blocked by Willoughby off Turner. Geddes tries to set. And the dink is handled, joust at the net. And a lift is called on Utah. That's a point for Hawaii. They lead by 2. And perhaps more importantly, they are at double digits. 10-8. Serving Lima. Line drive serve. Overpass. Hammered down by Willoughby. Her 14th kill.
Oh, my goodness.
Urbanova could only smile at that.
Did Utah ever pay the price for that overpass?
Another line drive serve. That's an 8. Hawaii up 12-8. Timeout, Utah.
Beth Lanier calling her final timeout to try to slow down this Bow run right now. Ace by Lima. Overpass. forced by on a good serve, and two good serves in a row really by Lima. She gets one on an ace, she gets an overpass, and Willoughby just destroys, almost took the air out of the ball. And
so Hawaii up by 4 here in the second game. You would think that Hawaii would have the momentum to carry it to the end of the second game, but we go back to
line drive. We call it line drive Lima because the ball barely clears the net. Willoughby goes up. She skies. She drills it. No chance to dig it. That's Hawaii's 11th point, and there's the ace for the 12th point. What was a close game here in game 2, all of a sudden, Hawaii's got a 4-point spread. And Beth Lanier saw it getting away and called timeout. Let's see if Lima can keep it in after a timeout with the momentum.
Lima serves it, knuckleballs it over. Urbanova, Turkova, Urbanova's blocked. Carey and Willoughby. Willoughby is just sensational tonight.
And Carey lined it up so she didn't get tooled that time. She stayed outside, didn't drift in where she could get used, and she let Willoughby do the blocking that time. I'm sure the coaching staff had something to do with placing Carey a little further to outside to the antenna that time.
Jackie Morrow comes into the game for Snow Richards. Serving again is Lima. Little dink, but there's Lima. Outside it goes Kahumoku. Takes something off. That ball is dug up by Urbanova. Geddes hits it. Suddeth, rolling dig from the back row. Again, it is Kahumoku off the block. Another point, and we are at Aloha Bowling game number 2. From Santa Clara and Long Beach State, the latest we have 2 games to 1 now. Santa Clara, they're in the 4th game. Step out, that's off the block. This could be game number 2 from the 3-meter line. Kahumoku!
Oh, my goodness. Yui Kahumoku coming alive and Jeff Sutter. How about her in the back row, Jim? A vacuum cleaner, digging everything.
The game was tied at 7. Then Hawaii stepped on the accelerator and left Utah behind as they ran away to a 15-8 second game victory. Now Utah really up against it. They have to win 3 in a row to capture this match. More to come after this news update.
The Bows up 2-0 on the Utah Utes. Let's take a look at the numbers behind the game. What really stands out, in my opinion, are these digs right here. 23 digs for Hawaii in each game. As I said before, about 20 digs a game leaves the country. Hawaii has 2 back-to-back career games in a row. They're also hitting for a pretty good percentage,